Okay, yeah, down here in the pits, the atmosphere down here already electric with the ISMA Super Modifieds down here, and obviously with the V8s and Super Stocks down here. Going to be a fast night down here on the track. It's going to be all gas and no brakes from here on out. I'll send it back up to you guys upstairs.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Let's head to some standings. We'll lead off with the bone stocks tonight. Not the bone stocks, my apologies, the V8 stocks. Okay, we do have the bone stocks, even though they're not in attendance tonight, but we will cover the bone stock standings. Colin Wilms still off to a great start in 2025. Kate, Jason Craig, 11 back. Top three separated by just 13 points. Maddie Langford, the defending champ, right there as well.
Yeah, Matt Langford definitely looking to stay up there, defending his championship.
All right, let's move to the V8 stocks, which we'll see here tonight. I believe the V8 stocks are next. I took 2 weeks off, so Chris is probably in the truck saying, oh my goodness, Sorzy, let's go. Barry Watson out front, close battle with Jordan Morris there. 3 points off the pace, and then you have 2 points separating third through fifth with the Stuart Taggart and Patrick, and that division continues to be strong.
Interesting to see what Jordan Morris is going to bring to the table tonight. We talk about it all the time. He will go full out on that first lap, but so will all of them. So let's see what he has to bring for Barry Watson.
All right, we'll also see the Super Stocks tonight here at the half mile, and it's Nick Ramsey still up front there, a 5-point lead over the defending champ, Carson Nagy. Brody Rickwood off to a great start out of the gates in 2025. Look at that battle. Front seven, separated by just 10 points, Kate.
Brody Rickwood had a great end of last season. I picked him in one of our races. He ended up pulling it off. I think he's going to be a great contender this year. Trevor Culver's not going to let 4 spots out stop him. Darrell Lake, lots of experience at this track.
So what we're going to see tonight, race fans, we're going to see some qualifying, I believe some time trials according to the itinerary for the ISMA Super Modifieds. We're going to see heat races from the V8 stocks and the Super stocks. I'm thinking the ISMA's, what are you thinking, 14 and a half lap times around this half mile, 15 for sure, I would imagine, no?
I think they're going to be super fast. They normally run with a V8 engine. It is fuel injected, so they're going to be faster than our V8s, and they also don't have that lap time that they have to work within like our V8s do.
Yeah, there's some of the ISMAs down the stairs. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the ISMAs themselves, Kate?
Yeah, so they're an open-wheeled modified car. As you can see, there's no body panels over top of those tires. That's why we call them open wheels. They've got the wing. That's going to create some downforce. But their division also has some very intricate rules when it does come to their wing. They need to have it on to continue to run. So if you see somebody pull off the track because their wing's not on, you know why. They cannot compete without it. That is a part of their body style, as well as that is going to keep that car down on the track. So it's definitely a safety feature as well. So these cars are going to be cool, they're going to be fast, and they're going to be loud.
Yeah, there you see the 27 of Eric Iozo out of Oswego, New York. We're going to see NASCAR well-known name Johnny Benson in the house, a couple of Canadians as well. All part of ISMA night here at the Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back to to Delaware Speedway Racing and Rogers TV. There you see, we are starting with ISMA qualifying, and what Kate was talking about pre-commercial. A couple of things here, and I'm going to let Kate take over as far as talking to us about the stats with the ISMA. They're a push-start system, and she talked about the wing on top of the car. That helps with downforce only in the corners. You'll see in the straightaway that the wing flattens out to gain more speed. They'll go about 200 kilometers an hour on the straightaway, about 140 miles an hour, Kate.
Yeah, they're going to be fast, and as Chris said, that wing's going to straighten out on the front stretch. You can see it there, as well as the back stretch. But it does help push down the car. Even though it does start to flatten out, that is a good thing too, because you're putting more grip on those rear tires. As you can see, their front tires are also smaller than their back tires, creating more grip on the back end of that race car, but allowing for fast steering as well.
That's the 25 of Kenyon Zitzka on the track from Charleston, South Carolina. Here comes the 27 of Eric Iozzo from Oswego, New York. Zitzka, best time 18.039. We expect that to be beat maybe by a couple of seconds. We'll see how the qualifying plays itself out here at the half mile. Green flag for Iozzo in that 27. First hot lap down the backstretch. It's going to be loud when you get the full field out here later on tonight for the ISMAs. I'll tell you that, folks. If you've ever seen these cars live, you got to do that. And here is the first green flag lap. Green flag from Aiden in the flag stand.
And Chris, I think the reason why they're giving them that first lap to kind of get going is because they are the push start. So give them a little bit of time to get the grip back into their tires, make sure they're running good, and then let's get your time trial going.
Yeah, it's a total of 2 laps for the time trials. They'll get the green and then the white and then the checkered. Last time by is 16.209. We'll see if Eric can beat it out of turn number 4. 16.209 is the fast time. And the thing about the ISMAs too, you'll see the push vehicles. A lot of these push vehicles are local area trucks that have that push apparatus on the front of the truck saying, hey, we got ISMAs coming out on June the 6th. Can you come and help us out? And get a lot of volunteers, which is fantastic. Out on the track, that's the 32 of Mo Lilsey out of Clyde, Ohio. And he's warming up, ramping up. Green flag this time by for the 32. You're watching the ISMA Series, their first visit and only visit north of the border this year. Here at the Delaware Half Mile, green flag. To the 32 of Lilsey. Coming around to take the white. First lap in. 16.236. That's a 3/100ths of a second off the pace. Looked good down that backstretch last time around. One final try here. Trying to cut 3/100ths of a second. 16.159, top of the board for the 32 of Mo Lilsey. 3 cars in to time trials here for the ISMAs.
I think it's just going to keep getting faster car by car here, Chris. As you can see, they'll start coming out and even might take that one lap that they get a little bit faster time by time. So we're not green yet. He's not laying down his first lap. He's going to come around and take the green this time by.
It's the 11E of Kyle Edwards out of Bartlett, Tennessee. Coming around to take the green flag here. 2-lap time trial underway. He'll dive into turn 1. Up the hill in turn 2 and down the back. Watch the wing. It'll flatten out. There it is. And then back under braking into turn 3. Out of turn 4 to complete lap number 1. And sub 16. Our first one under 16 seconds of 15.645. Top of the board for Edwards in the 11. One more shot here to beat that. At the line. 15.552. He did it. And new leader Kyle Edwards in that 11E. 15.552.
And that's 0.6 faster than the last car, Chris. So we are definitely seeing these lap times getting quicker and quicker as qualifying goes on.
55, that's Rich Reed out of New London, Ohio, in the 55 machine. Again, they're all ramped up. Green flag this time by. The Speedway is an egg-shaped half mile here. Turns 1 and 2 closer together, race fans, than turns 3 and 4. There's more distance between 3 and 4. You can continue your speed a little more. Plus, there's a hill going into turn 2. You got to climb it to get a good launch down the backstretch. First lap in, 15.790. Good for second spot for Rich Reed in the 55.
That second lap is normally quicker as long as the driver hits all their marks, so we'll have to see what this one brings.
And no, not good enough. 15.790, still the fast time for Reed. And the 55 will end up in second right now with a few more cars still to come, including one of 2 Canadian contents fly in the red and white maple leaf tonight. Here comes the 78 of Mark Samet out of London, Ontario, getting ready for the push. Samet, very well-known and popular driver here, north of the border, obviously. And just a great driver and a gentleman himself out of London, right around the corner. So they're just waiting here for a push start on the 78. I don't hear the 78's even fired up yet right now. So hopefully that problem is resolved very quickly. Top of the board, Kyle Edwards in the 11, a 15.552 around the half mile. Then Rich Reed, Mo Lilsey, Eric Iozo, and Kenya Zitska. And here comes Samet in the 78. We'll see what Mark has for the Southern boys here tonight here at Delaware Speedway.
As they come off the corner, keep an eye on that big back wing.
Out of London, Ontario, Mark Samet. He'll wind things up here.
And that was a great shot. You can actually see the wing moving a lot more on this 78. Watch it through right here, and there it sits down.
And the thing was that wing, you can see it, race fans, there's a little at the back of the wing, so towards the rear end of the car. See that little ramp where the advertising is there? That helps with the downforce in the rear wheels. So Samet under green here out of London, Ontario. One of 2 Canadians in the lineup tonight. Out of turn 4 to complete lap number 1. What do you got, Mark? 15.734. Immediately to second spot on the board. Half a lap to go for Samet in the 78. Trying to get to the top of the board here. Out of turn 4. Needs 3/100ths of a second. And not going to be enough. He was slow by 5/1000ths of a second. Good for second spot now, 15.734.
Tonight's feature race, consistency definitely in the Samet car right now.
Next up, the 98. That's Tyler Thompson on track from Volney, New York. In the 98, warm-up lap underway. Good shot there from one of our many camera people here with us tonight. Nice shot from turn 1. Got a speed shot too. We'll show you later tonight when these monsters are in full force. Or we'll show right now as Thompson gets the green flag here. Wait to hear it later though when that full song of ISMA's on track. I can't wait to see it from our trackside camera. Out of turn 4, lap 1 coming up. First lap in, 16.197. Good for 5th right now on the board for Tyler Thompson out of Volney, New York. Out of turn 4, trying to get a good bite here. Corner exit to the line. He beat us his last time and went up by a position, 16.093. Good for 4th on the board. And on track now, Otto Sitterly from Kenajahari, New York. A lot of drivers from the state of New York, state of Ohio. Sitterly on track. Up the hill, turn 2, down the back. coming up after this, we'll have heat races from the V8 stocks, or one of our 2 Delaware regular weekly series on track tonight. Green flag on the Speedway. It's the 7 of Otto Sitterly out of Kenajahari, New York. Working turns at 3 and 4. White flag this time by. Got a little loose on a turn 4 there. That'll cost him some time. And right up to second spot, didn't cost him much time at 15.600. Good for second, drops Samet to third. Needs 1/100th of a second here. And does not beat it, was 0.3 of a second slower. And second spot for Sitterly in the 7 at 15.600. And we'll continue here. You're watching ISMA qualifying, the super modifieds from south of the border, making their first and only stop here north of the border at the Delaware Speedway on this gorgeous Friday night. Of course, hazy conditions continue. Unfortunately, from the wildfires out west and in the prairies. And of course, all of us here at Rogers TV send our best wishes out to those Canadians dealing with that ordeal. But definitely can see it the last few days for sure. Green flag on the Speedway. And coming around to take the first lap, or complete the first lap, that's the 84. That's the other Canadian, Mike Lichty, in the lineup tonight. Enter Kip, Ontario. Lichty's first lap is 16.060, good for 5th. The other Canadian, wrapping it up right here. And he beat the time, but stayed in the 5th position at 15.989 for Mike Lichty out of Innerkip, Ontario. So right now the Canadians sitting 3rd and 5th on the board. Next up is the 22, Mike McVetta out of Medina, Ohio. In that bright yellow and red machine. That wing looks like it goes even flatter than Samet's did on the straightaway. That wing flattens right out on the double deuce of Mike McVetta. Green flag on the Speedway. Canadians Mark Samet, Mike Lichty sitting 3rd and 5th right now on the board, as the sun will find its way through and shine on a half mile here during ISMA qualifying. Coming around to complete lap number 1. McVetta 4th on the board, 15.752. That drops Lichty out of the top 5. Needs 2/100ths of a second to grab another spot. And can't beat his first time, 15.752, good for 4th on the board. Samet remains in 3rd. Lichty drops down to 6th. And here's the 6th of Josh Schulick out of Fulton, New York.
If you watch them coming out of turn 4 here, it looks like these cars are almost hitting and taking a few little skips coming out of that corner right off that bump.
Josh Schulick in the 6th. Go ahead, Kate, sorry. Were you talking? Oh no, I apologize for that. I thought she was talking, folks. Lap number 1. En route now for the 6th of Schulick. Fast time is 15.552 for Kyle Edwards. First lap for Schulick. Right up to 2nd on the board. 15.699 for Josh Schulick. He needs 1/100th of a second faster to grab the pole. Out of turn 4. Here he comes. Doesn't do it. 15.699. Second spot. Drops Samet to 3rd. Lichty now down to 7th on the board. And on track to 74. Here he is. NASCAR truck champion, NASCAR Cup Series veteran, Johnny Benson out of Mooresville, North Carolina. And the warm-up lap underway for Benson. Here we go. Opening lap going to start right now. dives into turn number 1. We'll see how Benson works the Delaware Speedway. Up the hill, off the gas a little bit there, now down the back.
And you see those 2 little hops coming out of 4 and then straightening back out the car. So I think those 2 different shaped corners may be taking a little bit of effect here on some of the ISMA drivers.
He beat his first lap, 16.057, good for 8th for Johnny Benson. Just receiving word, race fans, hot off the presses. Right now, that Kyle Edwards time, 15.552, is the fastest ever lap time at Delaware Speedway for any class that has raced here. Any class, 15.552, Kate.
That's unbelievable. And we'll have to see if any of these last contenders are going to make it even faster.
That's a great stat. Thank you to race director Sean Gibbs, who stopped on by. 19 on the track, Trent Stevens out of Salisbury, Ontario, our 3rd Canadian. And under green conditions now. Stevens out of Salisbury, Ontario, our 3rd Maple Leaf in the roster tonight. Out of turn number 4. First lap in. 15, where is he?
6.57.
15.657.
Puts him in 3rd.
Good first time for Stevens. Here he comes, trying to better it at the line. And he did. 15.561. Good for 2nd. 1/100th of a second off the pace. And we still have a couple more, actually it looks like about a handful more still to qualify. But if you're just joining us, it's ISMA qualifying from Delaware Speedway. The Southern Border Series joining us north of the border for the first and only visit here in Canada this year. And we have our fastest ever lap time at Delaware Speedway ever recorded, and that includes any class of competition here, race fans, a 15.552 from Kyle Edwards in the 11. There's the 52, Dave Danzer out of Schulick, New York. Just think about all the classes we've had here at the Speedway over its history. And we just saw the fastest time of all time. Okay. And you're a diehard race fan. You're a former racer. Just thinking about that statement itself has to give you chills.
It's so neat to be a part of things that create history here at the Speedway, whether it be first championship, first legacy driver winning a championship, and now the fastest time.
Yeah, and the conditions, obviously, the variables need to be in place. It's good conditions right now. The track is very embracing for a hot lap, and we got one from Edwards. 52 of Danzer on track right now. And first lap in, 16.6069, good for 10th. Lap number 2. And he gained a couple of spots up to 8th with a 15.986. Let's check in on our Canadians. Lichty is in 9th right now, Samet in 5th, and Stevens in 2nd spot. On track right now, waiting for the 52 to clear. Also, the warm-up time for the 14 of Lezecki is getting cut short. They got to give him another lap because the 52 was still on track. It's the 14 of A.J. Lezecki from Bowling Green, Ohio. Yes, they gave him an extra lap. So this is still a hot lap here, trying to get him warmed up. Green flag next time by. For A.J. Lezecki from Bowling Green, Ohio. Here he comes. Green flag.
After this, I think we've got
Up the hill in turn 2 and down the back. Hard on the brakes into turn 3. A little higher than our normal weekly series. They're closer to the wall, not the ISMAs. Lap 1 in the books. And 16.079, good for 11th right now for AJ. Obviously trying to better that time. Sits 2 1/1000ths of a second on the top 10. And yeah, can't beat it. 16.079, still the fast time for Lesecki, and in 11th spot. 96 on track. Tyler Schulick out of Vermilion, Ohio.
Tyler Schulick from Vermilion, Ohio.
As you can hear the PA in the background, I just said that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we've got an echo.
All right, warm-up lap underway. For the 96 of Tyler Schulick. Chris Soares, Kay Friel, top of the tower. Welcome to Delaware Speedway Racing here on Rogers TV. Jeremy McGrady trackside. We'll be filing reports as the evening progresses. Green flag coming up this time by. I wish I could hear that flag stand camera. I have headsets on. I don't hear what the viewers are hearing at home, but I can't wait to watch the playback and hear these cars at that camera. First lap in for Schulick in the 96.
15.564, so very close.
Third spot.
To Stevens. It had enough. It had enough. We've got a new track record.
15.383. Are you kidding me? He broke the track record by 2 full tenths of a second. 15.383. We just saw history made again in less than half an hour. Tyler Schulick, top of the board. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Kate is speechless.
It's when you be speechless, Chris, that we'd all be confused.
Schulick, top of the board, dropping Edwards to second. Now the Canadians in third with Stevens, Sammons in sixth. Lichty's in 10th. On track right now, it's the 81 of Denny Fisher. Sandusky, the state of Ohio, coming around to complete lap number 1. And Fisher, where are you? I can't find him on the list. Can you find Mr. Fisher for us, Kate?
Almost 2:10.
I don't see him, unless it's under the card number, not the name. Looking for the 81 on our list. We'll get that for you as fast as we can, race fans, but I don't see him on our racing monitor here. Yeah, he's not there. Maybe he's not doing a transponder.
Before we get going too far,
Or having transponder
Or
issues,
possibly
but
having transponder. We'll try and get that time for you. But definitely not in the top 5. Qualifying complete. 2 track records, including the fastest all-time lap here at Delaware Speedway in the track history. 15.383 by Tyler Schulick out of Vermilion, Ohio.
second fastest.
All right, coming up after the break, we'll go back to our weekly series with heat races. We'll start with the V8 stocks. Other side of the break, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen, Chevrolet.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we are back for another incredible season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're gonna tour some amazing backyards. We're gonna meet up with some great folks, and we're gonna cook some incredible food. Join us Thursdays at 7:30 for Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
To see it inspires dreams. To hold it brings joy.
New tears of joy.
It is over 130 years old, but makes grown men feel like kids.
This is what you think about as a kid.
It weighs 34.5 pounds, but when lifted, it is as light as a feather.
But it's like a feather now.
It is the greatest prize in professional sports, and it's here.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest 2025 season merchandise. From classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats, there's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online anytime at DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. Chris Soares and Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady trackside. We're catching our breath after ISMA qualifying. And I'll say it again, and you probably heard it quite a few times before the break, because it's history. And when history happens, it's pretty important, especially if you are a diehard race fan. The fastest all-time lap ever recorded here at Delaware Speedway. We just saw it before the break in our ISMA series, and we'll document that later on. A cool little note from one of our Kate and myself. We have the Chisholm family who always watches every week, and they always provide very positive feedback and compliments, so we appreciate that from Joe and Sue. And they tell us, for race fans, wait till you see the ISMAs tonight under the lights and the vapor trail off the wings of the supers. It looks like someone is dumping a gallon of water off of them. I'm looking forward to that.
I am too, Chris.
All right, V8 stock weekly division here, heat races, and quickly, Kate, review our V8 stock big time rule here in the division.
So a big rule for this class is the breakout rule. They cannot go faster than 21.1 seconds. So if they go 21.09, they've gone too fast. You got to stop on the back stretch, let everybody go by. It's a stop and go penalty, and then you can continue racing.
13 cars in the roster for tonight. Heat race number 1, green flag. 10 laps of scheduled distance. And all 6 will funnel into corner number 1 on the high side. Grabbing the lead, looks like the 23 of Jeff Ferguson. The 91 Chad Clutterbuck in a new look car, that silver 91 for Clutterbuck. And then it's that Interstate Batteries Brander Steel sponsored kind of a NASCAR replica, the 52 of Randy Martin. Interesting story about that car, but I don't want to break Jeremy McGrady's bubble. Hopefully Jeremy can talk with Randy Martin. A pretty interesting backstory on that 52 car, currently battling for the 3rd spot. Ferguson will lead. Good battle between Martin and Lucas Orr, side by side for 3rd. Orr to the inside of Martin. And then the 25 of Cooper.
And we do have a breakout of Ferguson.
No way, the leader?
Yes,
wow.
Broke out with a 20.9.
And drops him to 6th already. Lucas Orr, the leader, 21.325.
And I think the 91 that Clutterbuck is driving may look different to us, because I feel like that might be Cody Goldberg's car.
Okay.
Maybe Chad's just in it today running
He looks
it.
like he's having trouble handling it, that's for sure. Martin up to 2nd spot. 25 is Cooper Alberton. 97 also on track, that's Jesse Herzl. It's Orr up front, halfway this time by.
Orr got real close to breaking out last time by, was able to just keep it under the 21.1.
Oh, Martin at 21.142, under the mark by 4/100ths of a second, and gaining on the leader. If he can continue those lap times, he's going to catch Orr.
I think Orr backed off, because the lap before that, Orr was running a 21.182, and it looks like he's dialed it down about 0.2 of a second.
It's Orr out front, Martin in 2nd spot, Clutterbuck in 3rd, and Alberton in 4th, all 4 in the same straightaway. And Ferguson just couldn't recover. He's way at the back. I think he might have broke out again. I think because there's no way he'd be that far back. I think Ferguson may have broken out again. And we just didn't see it. Getting confirmation now he did. That's why he's over half a lap behind the leaders. Here we go, 2 to go at the line. It's Lucas Orr out front, Randy Martin 2nd, Chad Clutterbuck and Cooper Alberton. All 4 on the same straightaway, but it's a battle with the front pair now. Orr and Martin. Last time through turn number 4. Checker flag awaits. Checker flag. We'll see for the breakout though. Thumbs up from Kate. Lucas Orr, our heat race winner for heat race number 1 of the V8 stock class.
There's one more lap to go, Chris.
Oh, is there? Oh,
he hasn't won just yet.
I thought I saw him give the white flag. My apologies for that, race fans. So the battle continues out of turn number 4. That is what happens when you take 2 weeks off, I'll tell you. Checker flag this time by. Let's check the time now. Thumbs up, and the race is over, right?
The race is over this time. I had 2 weeks off too, and I still saw the white flag.
Yeah, but you're talking like 75% less than I am right now.
Well, I don't want to say
Orr
anything like the race is done.
Heat race number 1 win to the 95. There he is, Lucas Orr. Let's check in with trackside with Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I'm joined now by Tyler Schulick. Now, Tyler, I have to say congratulations. You just set, during your qualifying run there, the fastest lap ever recorded here at this racetrack. Tell me, how does that feel for you with a sub 15.3?
Thank you. It felt really good. The car has had a really good balance since the time we unloaded. So, even though we weren't, super fast in practice, I knew our balance was so close that, when it came game time, we'd be right up front.
Well, obviously, your first time up here at Delaware Speedway. Talk to me about the track and talk to me about when you get into the feature race, into the heat races, what's going to have to be the key to go through this track and try to be at the top?
I think maneuvering traffic is going to be the big thing in playing, with dirty air is, I think the invert, we're going to have to start, probably towards the back half. So I think maneuvering and having a car that's capable to maneuver top, bottom, and being capable to do that is going to be the key tonight. But the Bodnar Motorsports team is always on top of that, and I'm 100% positive we'll be right there at the end and ready to go for the win.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Tyler. We'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you very much. There is the holder of the all-time lap record here at Delaware Speedway. Great interview, Jeremy.
Yeah, it has to be pretty cool to get that stat when you come off the track or even get an interview with
I know.
it.
That's awesome. All right, heat race number 2 on track for the V8 stock class. Love that pace car, the Richard Petty replica. There you see her in turn number 1. Beautifully well done. 10 laps of scheduled distance here. Thank you for joining us. If you are just joining us, you're watching Delaware Speedway Racing live on Rogers TV. Presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, and we are inside V8 stock heat races here at the half mile. Cooling down a bit, but it's going to be probably around anywhere from 16 to 17 degrees at nightfall here, so it'll be a very comfortable night for our race fans, and a lot of race fans here. I came in at, I don't know, maybe 10 to 6, and the parking lot was already packed. The lineup was huge at the gate.
Yeah, everybody was avoiding like one puddle in an area that I parked in, but it was closer.
Yeah, and when you have a series like the ISMA is only making one Canadian appearance, and it's here at the half mile in Delaware, you're going to get a lot of people turning out.
Yeah, the lineup before 6 o'clock out the gate was going down the driveway here. So really good to have that count of people here. We've got lots of fans in the stands, and it should be a show tonight.
All right, to heat race number 2 on track, and there you see Chris Lawrence in a V8 stock, Kate, in the 50.
I called it when we first came up here, Chris. I said, hey, that number 50 looks really familiar with the decaling. So I thought Chris Lawrence may be in that car tonight.
Looking for the green flag. Heat race number 2, V8 stocks. Breakout time, 21.1. You'll see the first lap. They are all gun-ho. They'll mash the gas as much as they can around the first lap because they started at slow speed so they can go full out. And going full out is Caden Patrick in that 86. Around the high side of Karen Martin in the 53 to grab the lead, and they'll stack up behind the 53. Patrick really loose on a turn number 4, first lap of the books. Then it's Martin in the 11 of Taggart, the 2 of Doug Stewart, 45 of the points leader Barry Watson, then the 43 of Jordan Morris, and the 50 of Chris Lawrence. But it's Patrick out in front by about 6 car lengths down the back. Taggart up to second, now Stewart to the inside of Martin. And Watson trying to find his way through. Top 2 in the points, marred together here in 5th and 6th spot. Here you see the leader, Caden Patrick. Oh, a big wiggle from the 11 of Taggart just off your screen. That whole front end of the car went straight up the track at turn 3 and caught it just in time. Everybody good. Thumbs up from Kate. Nobody breaking out just yet.
We're down into the 21-second laps, though, so I'm waiting to see if somebody just slips up a little bit and wants to go a little bit faster.
Patrick, Taggart, your top two, side by side for third. Watson to the inside of Stewart. And they might go 3 wide here. Watson takes a little peek, and Taggart will shut the door in corner entry to turn 1. Everybody good that last time by. The battle for second rages on. Taggart, oh, he got a shot, and a big shot from Watson going into the corner and shoved the 11 out of full car length. Stewart remains on the outside. Battle for second, right behind the leader.
We
of
have
Patrick.
a breakout by the leader.
And the leader has broken out, 20.975. He'll pull off. Oh, we got almost a spin out of turn number 2. And Morris will keep it straight. Now it's a big battle for the lead. And Taggart has it right now out of turn 4. Watson looking to make it 3 wide. Almost gave Taggart another shot.
Barry Watson very close to the breakout that time. 21.105.
Oh, he was under by 5 one-thousandths of a second. Wow. Stewart on the high side of Watson, the points leader. Taggart still out front. 3 to go. This time by. Jordan Morris trying to get up to this battle. He's second
Jordan
in
Morris
points.
with a breakout with a 21.021.
And I just booby-trapped him by mentioning his name. Morris will stop on the backstretch, come to a complete stop, and then start again. 2 to go this time by. Taggart still the lead. Watson will dive down to the inside. Will he stay there? No, he'll put on the brakes. And Taggart will close the door into turn number 1. Stewart on the high side and Watson for second. Karen Martin all alone in 4th. Then it's Patrick, Lawrence, and Morris. White flag this time by. Doug Stewart gained some track position there. We'll see the time. Everybody good. Thumbs up from Kate. Half mile to go. Front 3, put a blanket on him. Taggart in the 11. Watson in the 45. Doug Stewart in the blue deuce. Into turn 3. Now out of turn 4. And Taggart's going to hold on to win. He raced number 2. Oh, and he gets another shot at the line from Watson. And the points leader obviously not too happy with the 11, but here's the other side of the argument, Kate. With that 21.1 second breakout time and that variable, you're going to get the field stacked up because nobody wants to go speeding. So Watson had nowhere to go. Taggart's protected the inside line, and that's just the product of this type of racing.
Yeah, it keeps them all really close together. Jordan Morris broke out on lap 9 as well and had to do a stop and go on the last lap. So it keeps everybody super tight racing and looking for the littlest bit to try and get around.
Trackside, Jeremy McGrady.
Thanks so much, Chris. I am joined by the 2008 NASCAR Truck Series champion, 1996 Rookie of the Year in the Winston Cup Series here in Johnny Benson. Now, Johnny, you just mentioned to me off camera, this is your 3rd time here at Delaware Speedway. Talk to me about the evolution of this track and obviously back here this weekend here to race at the Speedway.
The track's pretty cool, there's no doubt about that. You know, last time we were here, we're actually running good. I think we were leading it. It was either first or second time. And had a part break with like 12 to go. That was kind of heartbreaking. And no, what a great racetrack. It was pretty cool, but go see how it's going to go. I'm a lot older now, by the way.
Yeah, and so obviously heading into the heat races and to the feature race later tonight, obviously you've been working on the car. What's going to be the strategy for you here on this track to get the car where you want it to be?
Well, it's actually going through the corner pretty good. We had problems with it darting down the straightaway, and this car's never did that before. But we did make some changes with some wings. I don't know if that's what's causing it or not, but we did get it better. We didn't qualify we wanted. I was way short on stagger, but I think for the race, I think it'll be good. Just made a couple more changes, and starting on the pole of the first heat, so we'll at least get a chance to see what it's going to do there on a longer run. I've only run like maybe 8 laps, so. But you know, we're going to see. I'm happy with the track. Track's awesome. It's always fun to race here, and you know, so we just got to get the car just a little bit better. But I don't think it's too far off.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your time, Johnny. Best of luck in tonight's races. I'll send it back to upstairs.
Welcome back. Thank you, Jeremy. Getting set for The next class is our super stock class here on the Speedway for 10 laps of scheduled distance. Nice to see well-known racer like Johnny Benson here in the house at the half. We've seen a lot of them over the years. Michael Waltrip, the Bush brothers, a whole bunch of well-known names from south of the border for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor that they're coming out to our track here at Delaware Speedway. But this track does give even the best a little bit of run for their money with that egg shape.
All right, lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car.
Number 5 car.
Looks like we are going to have 2 heat races. Not enough for 3, and 7 cars in the first grid.
93 of Carson Nagy at Mount Hope.
Out front, Randy Kuykendall in the 8 will set the pace here, keeping them slow. Flagman. And now we're racing. On the outside is the 4, Brendan Edgar. This is the slower of the 2 heats based on average finish and average time. It's Edgar and Kuykendall out front. Herniak Jr. Oh, and the 8 got really loose, almost up into traffic, and still loose going into the corner. And it's Edgar out front. Cody Wilds in the 14. Up to second spot. Herniak Jr. in the 15 to third.
36 of Nagy's coming along with that train ride, trying to take over that spot from the 15 of Herniak Jr. Herniak Jr. is definitely holding his own on the outside.
Also, the 28 of Dyson in this first heat. We're not used to seeing the 28 in the slower average heat.
Yeah, Dyson's had a rough start to the beginning of this year. I believe he lost a motor the first week, so he's definitely got something to prove, but he's also probably shaking in a new motor at this point.
Hudson Nagy diving to the inside. Wilds at the point in the 14. 3 laps in the books. Cody Wilds out front. Hudson Nagy right there in second. Dyson out to the inside will grab third. And there's Dyson in the 28 to 4 of Edgar. Edgar started outside row number 1. Oh, contact off the nose of the 15 of Herniak Jr., but Edgar will keep it going, and we stay green. Knock on wood. Haven't had a caution yet. It's Wilds out front. Now Dyson to the inside of Nagy for second. The 28 wants to come to the front. Got a good bite off corner exit in turn number 4. Did Dyson in the 28. Now up to the door on the 36. Now draws even on a corner exit. And will make the pass down the back. Dyson up to the second spot now. We're halfway in. Let's see the contact here between the 28 of Dyson and the 4 of Edgar. And we're looking at the back of Edgar and the 15 of Herniak Jr. There you see it. Go ahead, Kate.
Just looks like the 4 thought that he had the room to get down, but the nose of Herniak Jr. was right there.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll come out of turn number 4. 3 to go this time by. Cody Wilds trying to hold on here. You see the fire out the pipe there from the 28 under braking of Dyson. Great corner exit from Ryan there. Wow. Getting about a full car length down the backstretch. Nagy in third, Herniak Jr. 4th, Edgar 5th. 2 to go. In the corners 1 and 2 now. And Dyson right there. Draws right into the deck lid. Now dives down to the bottom. And Wilds will come down, but not all the way. Oh, and the Dyson car got loose. And tight. It happened to both on the 28. The back end got loose, and then the front end went up the track.
All I know is that Wilds got a rear view mirror full of Ryan Dyson.
Half a lap to go. Wilds in the 14, Dyson in the 28. Dyson looking to dive down. Wilds will protect. Through turns 3 and 4, Dyson dives down low. Wilds is going to hold on. Great heat race. Won by the 14 of Cody Wilds. Dyson will come home second, followed by Hudson Nagy. Herniak Jr. and Edgar, your top 5. Kuykendall and Menzie, your top 7. So there you see the winner, 14 of Cody Wilds.
We watch Cody come up to the
and wins the heat race number 2 for the Super Stocks. Oh, sorry, heat race number 1. When we come back from break, heat race number 2. Delaware Speedway Racing with Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Welcome back. A beautiful Friday night from the Delaware Speedway half-mile and Rogers Speed presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And the biggest events of the summer are rolling into Delaware Speedway, from the high-powered ISMA Super Modifieds tonight, June the 6th, to the intense battles of the Dayco Superstocks and APC Series late models coming up at the end of the month, June 27th to 28th. The action never stops. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now, DelawareSpeedway.com, and be part of the thrill. You can be part of the thrill, Kate, by sitting on the hill. It's a good one.
It was a good one.
The hill's packed. I know we don't have it on camera right now, but the hill to our left in turn 4 is awesome. And I bet you the hill in turn number 1 is just as awesome. We've got a great crowd here tonight at the half mile. Chris Soares, Kay Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. There you see it. Thanks to Chris in the truck. Appreciate that. Look at that crowd, Kate. That's just turn 1. Look at that. Zooming out into our refreshment area. Look at the lineup for the delicious food here at Delaware Speedway, and our beverage garden there. Wow, that's only half the track. That's fantastic. Thank you very much to our camera people, all volunteers tonight on the roster this evening.
And we're going to get going with heat race number 2 for the Super Stocks. Ethan Orr, Jay Cox in the 00. Darrell Lake is in the 77. Trevor Culver in the 1. The 83 of Brody Rickwood. The 93 of Carson Nagy. 07 of Nick Ramsey. And the 71 of Connor Van Steetzel.
Your points leader, the 07 of Ramsey, starting at the back. Green flag for the Superstocks heat race number 2. Before I forget, got to send a shout out to Chris and Scotty in the truck for the work they do and got us those good camera shots. Appreciate that. 57, Ethan Orr out front near side on row number 1. Jay Cox on the outside in the double goose eggs. Then it's Culver in the 1 right there. Should be a good heat race. Lake and the defending series champ Nagy in a 93 side by side. Then it's the points there. We got 3 wide and a turn number 2. It's Nagy, the meat net sandwich between Lake and Cox. In the turn 3, here comes the points leader, the 07 of Ramsey, trying to follow Nagy through, and the door gets shut.
And that 3 wide probably happened because at the beginning of the race, the 00 jumped a little bit, had to give back the lead in order for the race to continue. Gives back the lead, gets stuck on the outside of a 3 wide.
Ramsey in the 07 muscling his way through the field. Meanwhile, at the front, it's Culver to the inside for the lead against Ethan Orr. And Ramsey down low, bottom right, inside of Lake for position. That's for 4th. Top left corner, battle for the lead. Culver out front. Nagy to the inside of Orr. This is just a heat race, folks. And Nagy will edge out in front for 2nd. And the points leader continues to come from the back to the front. I've been away. Oh!
The 57 just tagged the wall on the front stretch.
And hammers the outside of the wall at turn 1. The 57 of Ethan Orr. And our first caution of the night comes for the 57 and heavy rear end damage.
Yeah, spanked the wall on the front stretch, and then it looks like just trying to collect that car and correct from hitting the wall so fast, sends him right up into the turn 1 wall.
And you saw him hit the wall in corner exit of turn 4, was that right?
I saw it more right after on the front stretch, right by the start-finish line. I caught him in the camera.
Okay.
So shout out to the camera guys, because it was right out of my blind spot.
Gonna do some damage.
And we are under caution. First caution of the night. This one comes in our super stock.
definitely have to come away on a tow truck. But
And Culver out front. So there you see the 57 of Ethan Orr.
The big thing about
Just checking on the driver. That's the first priority, of course. As you can see, heavy damage on that rear deck lid.
Realize how fast you're going at this track.
And here's a look, Kate. Take us through it.
Something that stops you in a hurry.
As we remain under caution here.
So here's the turn 4 exit. Looks like the car just keeps gliding, keeps gliding, keeps gliding. And the first touch is right at the start-finish line. And then it's, if you see the wheels are just kind of sawing, trying to collect it, and
I think
just
he broke
loses
something
it.
on that initial contact, but
It
I'm
might have
surprised
been
he
a
hit
tie
the wall
rod.
there. You think it have to be maybe a tire going down and he couldn't keep it off the wall, you think?
I think the speed coming out of the corner, you're jumping on that gas. Some drivers as soon as halfway through. So if you're starting to roll back into that throttle, that pulls you towards that outside wall. And I like to say sometimes these walls at Delaware are really unforgiving, and they just kind of collect
my question
you.
is, as we look at another replay, does Carson? So we're
somewhere back home. I guess they're.
Oh, so there he is on the outside of Culver. So this is a lap before. I believe this might be a lap before. So we'll follow him around.
Looks like running the high side.
So if we stay with this, I'm not sure if we're going to stay with this or not, but my question to you was, could the fact that he was so close behind the 93 of Carson maybe would have kind of hampered his optical corner exit vision and maybe caught the wall a little sooner than he thought, maybe? He was right behind the 93.
I want to watch the replay one more time in order to give you the correct answer on that. But I don't know if he just came out of the corner so fast that he just floated a little bit further than he thought he was going to.
He's definitely higher on corner exit. You could see
I would say he's about, I don't think anything broke in the front end before he tagged that wall. I think he just got a little bit closer than he thought he was.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of feet difference where Nagy was running and where Orr was running, right? And then the wall just came out and bit the 57.
So we, the farmers aren't going to work in the industry.
Let's go down trackside to Jeremy.
Thanks, Chris. I'm joined by the 52 machine, Randy Martinell. Randy, talk to me about your car. You got a little bit of a backstory behind it. Chris Soares upstairs was teasing it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, well, for anybody that doesn't recognize, it is an actual Cup car from the States. I don't know who owned it before me, and that's I did a lot of work to rework it, to make it work here, and we took the I don't have a Cup motor, I just have a 602 in it. It's been exciting. I've learned a lot about NASCAR things, and that's actually on here. This has actually still got the roof flaps in it. I didn't realize on NASCAR that both the two sides of the car are different for aerodynamics. I don't think it's helping me here, but yeah, it's been a kind of a neat little thing to go along with the rest of my stories of having older stuff out here and different unique stuff.
Now, obviously, you're one of the more veteran drivers here at this track. Lots of laps, lots of fuel. Talk to me about being one of the more experienced drivers and knowing the insides and outs of this track.
It does help. I mean, the one thing on this type of racing, I'm struggling at not breaking out, but I'm getting there. I finally got one in without breaking out, and yeah, well over 50,000 laps here and through Enduros and bone stock and now this and V8 stocks. It's still learning. Like it's been a chore.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Randy, and good luck the rest of the way tonight.
Okay, thank you.
That's an awesome interview with Jeremy and Randy Martin. A cool story about that car. Being a former Cup car down in NASCAR. That's awesome. Green flag, set the goal here. 6 to go. Officially for the Super Stocks, heat race number 2. Culver and Nagy, familiar foes out front. But there you see the points leader, the 07 is right there of Nick Ramsey, and that 07 has really impressed me in 2025. I'll tell you that right now. Draws close side by side with Nagy for second. And why I say that is simply this. The last couple of years, you see the one car out front, you see the 93. You don't see him the challenge from the 07 like you're seeing this year. Like Nick has really raised the bar in that 017.
Yeah, between driver all the way back to the crew on that car, they've definitely put out a great piece so far this season. I would say they're probably looking to have a pretty good one, already leading the points. Just got to keep the consistency, and that is championship racing, is all about consistency.
Well, so far from the back to second spot, the 07 points leader, Nick Ramsey. And not done yet. 3 to go. Culver, Ramsey, Nagy, your front three. Rickwood to the inside of Link, back in traffic for fourth. There you see the 07. Ramsey got tight, went right up the track, and Nagy trying to pounce. And Ramsey, that 07 strong, was able to recover and close the door before turn 1.
Well, I would also like to thank the race leader right now for sitting in for me last week. Trevor Culver was our colleague commentator as I was away in Rimouski, Quebec with the London Knights.
Oh, the Knights played last week? Last lap
They
on
won the
Speedway.
Memorial Cup last week, Chris.
Culver. Really? Of course. Culver into turn 3. Out of turn 4, checkered flag awaits the number 1. Trevor Culver will win heat race number 2 for the Superstocks. Ramsey, Nagy, your top 3. Then it's Rickwood, Jake Cox, Darryl Lake, Connor Van Steensel, and Ethan Orr, your running order as we complete to heat racing for the Superstocks.
57 cars getting some work done. Ethan Orr, it does look like we do have some flat tires now. That's probably from the impact with the wall, definitely. So looks like they're going to try and get this car back on to the racetrack.
Look at Ethan himself trying to jack that 57 up. We'll take a quick break when we come back.
I see
that's
Ryan Dyson jacking up the car.
Oh, it is Ryan, that's
and
right.
That's some of his crew over there. So
Very
that's always good to see when racers will help each other out. Nobody wants to see a guy's night end, so.
We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hey, you want to see a show on Rogers TV that doesn't feature any human stars? Well, you've come to the right place. Watch Crumpet Corner, this brand new show full of laughs and, weirdness, chaos.
Imagine the opportunity to beat Tom Brady at sports.
We're going into a really tough division.
The game is much more physical. Everything is faster, bigger.
Birmingham, our absolute favourites, with the arrival of Tom Brady.
It's a friendly competition. Well, not so friendly.
How about that?
Come on. Can't find a trash can big enough.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Don't forget, Friday nights at Delaware Speedway, packed with excitement. Next week, honor our heroes. It's First Responders Night here at the Half Mile. Unfortunately, I will not be here. I understand another member of the Friel family might be for June 13th. Next Friday night, celebrate a racing legend at the Earl Ross Memorial Late Model Race, June the 20th. And meet your favorite drivers during multiple autograph nights. Feel the adrenaline with King of the Hill spectator races. Don't miss a moment. Get your tickets now. DelawareSpeedway.com. Do we have confirmation on another member of the, good evening, how are you? Chris Soares, Kate Friel. Another member of the Friel family joining us next week, or joining you?
Well, it depends if one of the lovely other family members of ours may take the kids for us.
All right, so we are getting set for ISMA's, and we've already had a history-breaking night as our pole sitter all-time lap record here, all-time here at Delaware Speedway in the history of the racetrack and all the divisions that have ever raced on this oval, egg-shaped oval. The fastest lap we saw ever was tonight.
It definitely was, and we should just mention that not only are the drivers of the Gizmas going to put on a great show tonight, but that doesn't happen without every single vehicle being push-started to get them going. So
And these are area people. These are volunteer area people that are on the roster. ISMA has a roster. Wherever they go, they call out, say, hey, we're coming to town. Are you able to come help push this on June the 6th? Sure, and they show up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's what takes these guys just a little bit more time getting onto the track. Is every single vehicle needs to be push started. So you see a lot of the forerunners bringing them onto the onto pit road.
So this is going to be heat races, not the feature. So we're still in the first half of our itinerary. It's going to be 10-lap heat races for the ISMA Super Modifieds. So I would assume, Kate, I'm not sure if you can correct me if I'm wrong or not, the qualifying set the heat grids, and the heat grid results will set the feature?
That must be what they like to do for this series. Every series runs a little bit different. For instance, we have the weekly results and point standings that set Delaware's heat races. So that's why we always say that normally the second heat race for each division is going to be faster, because as you saw, Nick Ramsey started at the back.
Yeah.
He's the points leader, followed by Culver, and so on and so forth. So we had all those top guys starting near the back. For these guys, you're traveling to each track. So some guys might be faster than others. So in order to set that grid properly, in my opinion, for every track, this is what works best for that traveling series.
Yeah, just to put a final exclamation on last week, because I wasn't here, I just want to say congratulations to a fantastic broadcast by our talent and our camera people that were here last week. What a finish in the late model race. Kyle Steckley, Jake Sheridan edging Steckley by, it looked like a couple of inches on the replay because I watched it back on the Rogers broadcast this week. Or Sheridan penalized in post-race tech for not meeting the minimum weight requirement. Got booted to the back with last place points. Last place result, unfortunately, for the 52 team. The win taken away due to a post-race tech inspection failure, just to cap off last week here on Rogers TV. All right, getting set for heat race number 1.
Looks like our starter has the white flag in hand, giving these guys a little bit of time to get some heat into those tires.
Johnny Benson, the former NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champ, former NASCAR Cup Series regular, will be the pole car outside the 55 of Rich Reed. Then it's the 6 of Josh Schulick and Kyle Edwards in the 11. Edwards broke the all-time record before getting broken itself. And then it's the 14 of AJ Lasecki and the 27 of Eric Iozzo. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. It'll dive on the pit road. Here they come. They'll ramp things up. It's the ISMAs north of the border. Heat race number 1. Oh, we got problems early. Problems on the 55. Rich Reed into the wall, you said, Kate?
Yep, touch the front straightaway wall.
Wow.
That front stretch wall is going to collect at least 1 or 2 tonight.
Well, it's already collected 2 with the Aura machine in the stock series, and now the 55. Replay here, Kate, take us through it.
55 comes out of the corner on the high side, and that Delaware wall just collects. That's almost in the exact same spot.
Okay, so
that Ethan Ord.
That's telling me there might be something going on here. Like if Chris could show that again, it looked like the 55 was trying to stay off the wall, but the car was veering that way. Like it looked like that. Obviously the wall's hasn't been changed. Like watch, he's trying to pull it off the wall, but let's see the car drift right. Like is there something on corner exit there in the track, or like
it's all about speed coming out of the corner. For instance, you are taking a corner on the road in your everyday car. There's a reason that it asks you to go 40 or 50 going around that corner. If you are going faster, your car is automatically going to start to drift out. That's just a part of momentum, and that is why the vehicles are all set up, and you want to hit your marks going in and out of corners to avoid drifting too far up and making contact with the wall.
Very, very good point. still under caution here. We're going to check it again. And we're hearing that the car bumps. Let's watch the 55. The top view here. Yeah, there was a bump right there. You could see the car kind of vary a little bit, but you had a good point.
So there's also those 2 bumps coming out of turn 4, and that other one is the one that I was talking about earlier in qualifying. If you watch, the cars were hopping up it.
Could that have been the same issue with Orr? It was in the same spot, wasn't it? You made a good point about momentum, though. Very good point. That's why she's one of the best in the business, folks, right there. Kate Friel, good analysis there for sure on momentum on corner exit. Here we go. No laps have been complete. We're green flag racing. Wow, they hit that stripe at such speed to start the heat race. My goodness. All right, ISMA, north of the border. We're going to take it right below the flag stand. Here they come. That's nice. That's very nice. Wait till you see the full field later on tonight, race fans. Don't go anywhere. It's Josh Schulick up front. Johnny Benson remains in second spot. Side-by-side battle for third. Lesecki and Edwards. Edwards in that 11 will grab the third spot.
If you watch some of these ISMA cars go, watch when they make even the slightest change of direction. They're just moving their steering wheels the slightest bit. You'll see the vehicle almost make that same sort of hop motion that we saw in the front stretch. Reason being is these cars are totally different than a normal stock car. These are open wheel modifieds. So wheels are open. There's more air getting under and over top of those cars than there is if you've got a full body race car.
Schulick still your leader. Benson second. Edwards third. There they are. Running through turns 1 and 2. Watch coming around turn 4 this time by. The leader tends to go a little higher in the groove than Benson. See the Schulick about a half a groove up and Benson down low. That's been like that for the last 3 or 4 laps where Johnny can't seem to grab any track position, but he is falling back into the clutches of Kyle Edwards, slowly but surely. 4 to go next time by. It's Lesecki in 4th, Iozo in 5th. Front 3 all together. Schulick, Benson, Edwards. Into turn 3 they go. ISMA Super Modifieds in the house tonight. Very low was Benson and very high was Schulick. Johnny likes that low groove, but Edwards right there now. 2 to go this time by. Definitely distinct lines through turns 3 and 4. What a run by Edwards, and it'll dive to the inside of Benson. And Benson will hold him off. What a run by Edwards on a turn 4.
I think Benson's car actually ran through turn 1 a lot better that time by. On the high side, looks a little bit tight on the low side, but that high side might work for Benson.
White flag on the speedway for Josh Schulick. There's the battle for second. Johnny Benson in the 74, Kyle Edwards in the 11. Final 2 turns, heat race number 1 for the ISMA Super Modifieds. Out of turn 4, here's Edwards around the outside, and Edwards grabs second over Benson out of nowhere from the turn to the line. But it's Josh Schulick will take heat race number 1. And if that's any indication of what we're going to see tonight for the ISMA Super Modifieds, look out. Wow, what a heat race. Number 1 in the books when we come back from break. We'll go to heat race number 2. You're watching Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Ray saves you money, and that's the key on Chevy, Buick, GMC. Ray Cullen Chevrolet. You should drive by Ray today.
Hi.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back, Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, and show your support for Delaware Speedway with the latest 2025 season merchandise. From classic hoodies and comfortable t-shirts to stylish hats, there's something for every race fan. Whether you're watching from the grandstands or following the action from home, you can shop online anytime, DelawareSpeedway.com. Order now and represent the excitement of Delaware Speedway in style. And getting set for heat race number 2 for the ISMA Super Modifieds, making their first and only visit north of the border this season here at the Delaware Half Mile. First heat race was pretty exciting. Chris Hoare's Kate Friel top of the tower, Jeremy McGrady down trackside, and we're going to start pushing these cars out onto the racetrack.
Grabbing a couple of extra drinks for us, Jim, and everybody is talking about the same thing.
Things have cooled down a little bit at the track. The sun has gone well behind cloud cover, not set yet, but we still see, you can see that haze. We've been experiencing it the last, I don't know, 48 to 72 hours here in southwestern Ontario. There you see at the top there, you can see the haze for sure. We've had air quality warnings from Environment Canada the last 2 to 3 days, and once again, all of us here at Rogers TV thinking about our fellow Canadians out west and in the prairies, dealing with those wildfires. It's unbelievable when you think about the fact that what we're seeing above us now is the remnants of what's been going on out there, just flowing over to us here in Ontario.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. We definitely give our hearts out to everyone who is dealing with it out west. And we only have the haze, so I can only imagine what it's like there.
Yeah, absolutely. And while they're warming up here for the ISMAs, it gives me an eerie reminder of the LA wildfires last year, because my sister and her family live in an outskirt of LA, and they went through some situations, including my niece's school or whatnot, almost getting evacuated. They were very close on the cusp of getting evacuated from where they live. But that was some scary stuff in LA County and Los Angeles last year, and to have family members there and trying to keep in touch with them on a daily basis was very difficult. So our hearts and prayers are with our fellow Canadians, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. We're thinking about you. Getting set for heat race number 2 for the ISMA Super Modifieds here at Delaware Speedway. And at least one more lap. We're waiting for the one of our 3 Canadians, Mark Samet in the 78. No, he's actually in heat race number 3. My apologies, just got rolled out to pit road. So we have a Canadian in this heat race. Mike Lichty in the 84 is going to be part of this field of 6. It looks like Lichty might be the pole car, actually. We'll verify. There you see Aiden, our new flagman, top of the flag stand this year. It is Lichty. Inside a pole in the 84, the 22 of Mike McFetta, outside row number 1. The 7 is Otto Sitterly in row number 2. Here you see the nose of the 7, right of your screen. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle. Tyler Thompson also in the lineup here. Kenyon Zitska and Mike Ordway Jr. Here they come. It's the Canadian, Lichty. Will set him loose. And immediately to the outside, it's McFadden will grab the lead. Lichty will fall to second spot. The field quickly to single file. Lichty very loose in turn 4. Immediate pressure from the 61 of Mike Ordway Jr. Out of Wyndham, south of the border. It's McFadden out front. Lichty second spot. Ordway Jr. in third. Thompson in fourth. Zitka in fifth. My apologies. Sitterly in fourth. Thompson fifth. And Zitka in the sixth spot.
This heat race is definitely spacing out a little bit, but that's good news for McVetta.
So it's McVetta, Lichty, the Canadian from Interkip, Ontario, Ordway Jr. from Windham, Maine in third spot, front five. We'll get the halfway mark this time by. Mike McVetta carrying the Medina, Ohio colors, leading this heat race. There you see the 22. Good comfortable lead over the Interkip, Ontario native Mike Lichty in the 84. Lichty's all comfortable in second. Our battle on the track
You see,
is for third.
see McVetta going into the corner. If you watch right out of the back, you see a little bit of the sparks. It looks like the chassis is just touching a little bit just from hitting on the brakes. You see it going into both corners of both ends of the track.
2 laps this time for the leader, Mike McVetta. Love that shot. That's Ordway Jr. in third, Sitterly fourth, Thompson fifth, Zitka in sixth. Zitka's off the track. Just 5 cars running, white flag on the speedway. There's the leader, and Lichty off screen right, second spot. Through turns 3 and 4, one final time. Taking heat race number 2, Mike McVetta from Medina, Ohio for the ISMA series. And the Canadian, Mike Lichty from Interkip, Ontario will grab second spot. The rest of the running order, Ordway Jr. in third, Sidley fourth, Thompson fifth. Zitka did not complete the heat race. And lots of smoke coming out of Lichty as he goes into the infield pits away from our vantage point, but a lot of smoke coming off the 84 as he just entered the infield. Hopefully the 84 will be okay to shoot the 50 lapper later tonight. There you see the heat race winner, the 22 of Mike McVetta from Medina, Ohio. And when we come back from break, we'll go to heat race number 3 for the ISMA Series visiting Delaware tonight. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen and Chevrolet.
Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, but keep that shot right there. You can see the flashing lights in the infield. Just left of that is the Mike Lichty pits. Well, there we go, even better. Mike Lichty pits from Interkip, Ontario. Smoking, dropping fluid after heat race number 2 of the ISMA Super Modifieds. And the car itself is in between the Delaware Speedway pace truck and the hauler, which is at the bottom of your screen. You can see them sweeping it up. Hopefully the 84 of Lichty will be able to race the 50 lappers. So with the emergency vehicles currently tied up with that particular instant is why we haven't rolled the heat race number 3 out on the track as of yet. Your thoughts first off on a couple of heat races in the books for these fast ISMA cars?
These guys are fast, and it is very interesting to watch. I love open wheel racing for the fact that the slightest movement, you can see everything because the tires are so open. but also with the wings sitting back and moving forward, how does that affect the driver? What happens if you do get a good downdraft going in? Is it biting more? Those are all things that they've got to think about, but not only do they have their normal things to think about with the car, they also have to worry about this egg-shaped track, and I'm not sure if they deal with this track very often.
Right.
They're only coming here once, and it is set up differently. This track gives weekly drivers a hard time sometimes, let alone a traveling series.
You saw there are other two Canadians. You just saw the 78 of Mark Samet from London, Ontario. There's the 19 of Trent Stevens from Salisbury, Ontario. So two Canadians here in heat race number 2. And they're going to be on the front row, a Canadian front row here. Heat race number 3, apologies, not number 2, for the ISMA series. There you see the 96 of Tyler Schulick from Vermilion, Ohio. That is our track record holder, is it not? The 96, yes, the all-time track record holder in the 96 in the heat. You just saw the 52 of Dave Danzer. There's the 0 of Nick Snyder from Clay, New York. And there you see Salmon again in turn number 1. There's Mark in at 78 from just down the road in London, Ontario, home of the 2025 Memorial Cup champion, London Knights. There you go. That's for you, Kate.
Thanks, Chris.
And special shout out to the Strathroy boys and the Watford boys on the roster. Van Bommel, Cowan, Van Gorp, all from my neck of the woods. So congratulations to the entire roster. And those 3 young men who are very nice young men. I talked with Easton the other day, actually.
And he ended up being the MVP, so they all had a great tournament.
We just led the Memorial Cup in scoring for 2 years in a row. And redemption complete after losing in the final seconds to Saginaw last year. All right, getting set for heat race number 3 for the ISMA Super Modifieds. Itinerary, just to keep everyone at home on page with us, we see an intermission scheduled. We'll have to wait and see, but it is scheduled after this particular heat. So we'll see what happens.
Getting together to put this show on. Taking that trip.
So getting set for heat race number 3, it'll be a Canadian front row. No, it's not. The 52, Dave Danzer's been moved up to the front. He was probably just out of position getting on the pit road for the push. So it's Danzer in the 52 out of Oswego, New York.
I think for the push, they just do whoever's ready and rolls it onto the track. Let's line them up with a push car. Let's get them on the track and then figure.
It's like coaching a mini type hockey team. Who's ready? Okay, push them on the ice. There you go.
Or if you ever coached U4 soccer, it's riveting.
Oh, I know. Isn't that that's Timbit soccer, isn't it?
They all wear Timbit's jerseys.
They all wear Timbit's jerseys.
Sitting on the pole right now. James Gander.
Then he coached ladies first division, like I'm coaching this year, my daughter's team. So my fellow coach, my daughter's playing defense, I changed the forwards. Say, wherever my daughter's playing, you take that section. I don't want to change her, and then she gets all upset with her dad. None of that stuff, but it's fun. Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace car. Here we go. Heat race number 3, green flag. It's Danzer on the inside and the Canadian to the front. Mark Salmon from London will grab the lead out of turn 2 and down the back. Oh, problems with the all-time lap record holder. The 96, Tyler Schulick, broke down the backstretch and is totally out of this heat race and maybe out of the night. Are you kidding me? And immediately climbing out of the car, all-time lap record holder established tonight, all-time at the Speedway, every class included. And now, this night.
Went and looked at the front end right away, so interested to see what may have gone wrong.
Oh, here's the replay. Salmon in the 78, Schulick in the 96. Kate, take us down the back here.
Wing sits back.
Something happened right there.
It looks like something broke on the front end.
And then pushed him right into the wall.
Well, if you look, the tire, so the inside tire, so left tire, is already up and tilted in too.
Right.
It looks like that flat tire is probably from contact with the wall, but the left side tire, that's right where he went to look. So I don't know, like, did he break a tie rod, control arm? Something sent that car straight into the wall.
Okay, I think we're going to get a look from turn 1, I believe. Oh, the camera top of the tower. We're going to take you right through here. Salmon into 78. Okay, here comes Schulick out of turn 2 and down the back. Kate, take it over.
Watch that left side tire.
Left rear?
No, the left front. Look at.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
See how
it did not look right.
It starts to tilt, and as soon as contact's made, it's like.
So we're watching the right front, you're saying?
Right about there.
Oh.
The left.
A little bit before that is kind of where you're on.
I thought the back end was getting wiggly. I didn't see the left front tire move. I might have
Driver
missed
went
that,
right
though.
to the front of the car, so I'm wondering if they're thinking that something went at the front.
Okay.
I don't. For all we know, the axle could have shifted in the rear end. Without being down there.
And that's very fortunate that the 96 just spun and came to a stop, because that was right in the middle of almost top speed down the back when that happened, right? So you're thinking we're looking at about 200 kilometers. That happens. Schulick, the record holder as of tonight, out potentially for the rest of the night. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway, Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Blow out all candles before you leave the room or go to bed.
Never leave a burning candle unattended.
When you go out, don't forget to blow out.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mario Elia, host of Keeping London Healthy here on Rogers TV. Join us Wednesdays at 6:30, where we discuss health topics relevant to you and bringing on experts in the field to give you the best, most up-to-date information. See you then.
Good news, Rogers customers. Disney Plus is now included in select TV plans at no additional cost. With Disney Plus, you can enjoy exclusive movies and shows like Andor.
They're building a weapon.
Welcome to the rebellion. Vanderpump Villa.
I've chosen this magnificent Italian castle.
And No Taste Like Home.
I've been waiting for this moment my entire life.
Rogers Xfinity customers say activate Disney Plus into your voice remote to learn more.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing and Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, under caution here. Heat race number 3 of the ISMAs, and for this reason, the all-time track record holder established tonight, Schulick in the 96. We're getting reports the left front had an issue. Also hearing from our online viewers that the right front maybe went down. Kate, take us through this.
And we're also hearing that the wing didn't fully sit down, so I still see it. It almost looks like something in the left front to me.
Wow, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't see it. I see the rear of the car start to wiggle.
But the driver went straight to that left front too when he got out of the car. That was the first thing he went and looked at. So
that's a good call too.
As a driver, I'm going to go where I think something went wrong, and that's the first thing I'm going to look at because that's what I felt.
Good call.
So without being in the car, we can't feel what they felt. We also aren't as great experts as.
So you're talking about this. Let's watch Tyler get out of the car.
And goes right to that.
Good call, Kate. Well done.
Goes right to the left front. So that's where exactly where I looked for on the replay is because the driver's going to tell me more about his car than I'm going to be able to tell from sitting on top of a tower in a chair.
Good call, Kate. Well done. Samet back to the lead. We're under green. No official laps complete. It's the Canadian out front. The top two are Canadians. The 19 of Stevens is right there as well from Salisbury, Ontario. Samet out front from London. And the 52 of Danzer falls back to third. And they'll work turns 1 and 2 and down the back. Stevens reeling Salmon in a little bit here. closes right in, but then drifts up the track through turns 3 and 4. Closes under braking big time, but Mark kind of has good corner exit here. In turns 2 and 4. Coming up on a slow back marker car, the 0 of Nick Snyder. And he's really slow. They'll go inside. And Stevens is there. And Canadian battle up front. Side of Salmon. Side by side for the lead. Great corner exit by Salmon into 78. Now Stevens will try the other side. Maybe crossover here. And they'll fly down the back. It's all red and white at the front of this heat race. Salmon and Stevens out front. Flash bumps all over the track here. As Stevens looked to the outside, had the door closed. Now he comes back to the outside. Salmon will shut the door again. 3 to go. London, Ontario out front. Salisbury, Ontario in second. And Salmon gained a lot of track position there. And he'll come to complete another lap. 2 to go. Bowling well for the 50-lap feature. If one of our 3 Canadians can bring it home later tonight. White flag, Mark Salmon, 78 out of London. Trent Stevens, 19 out of Salisbury, Ontario, your top 2. It's all Canada here in this heat race. Out of turn 4, give it to Mark Salmon, checker flag. Stevens will come home second, then it's Danzer third. And the 32 of Mo Lilsey in 4th, Nick Snyder in 5th. And of course, Tyler Schulick did not complete the race at an incident on the backstretch. That rounds out heat race number 3 for the ISMA Super Modifieds. And here you see the 78 of Samet coming around.
Maybe not the best place to try it, coming out of turn 2, where you kind of catch the edge of that hill.
And it was stopped for a photo op. The 78, Mark Salmon of London, Ontario, looking to take the 50-lap feature later tonight. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
Hey, you want to see a show on Rogers TV that doesn't feature any human stars? Well, you've come to the right place. Watch Crumpet Corner, this brand new show full of laughs and, weirdness, chaos.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. No intermission, but we're going to check in with Jeremy trackside.
Thanks, Chris. Joined here with the Superstock Division and Ryan Dyson. Ryan, finished second there in your heat race. Telling me off camera that you have a quick strategy to try to take the lead early on into the feature race. Talk to me about the car. How's it running so far tonight?
Yeah, finally, we've made a lot of adjustments. We chasing this thing for some reason, which is weird because last year it was just bang on the money every single time we were in it. So it's a little bit new to us to have to chase this thing, but I think we're making good strides. We were pretty fast in that heat race. I think we were fast at the end, just ran out of laps, and no need to start getting aggressive in a heat race or anything. So congrats to Cody on it. I think that was his first heat win, so good for that team. And yeah, hopefully here in the future we're going to start on the high side of row 1, and I'm going to drive into turn 1 until I either meet God or come out with the lead.
Yeah, and the respect of the drivers here is unbelievable. You go and help the other cars, obviously, with their issues. Talk to me about the respect of the drivers and being able to help out the other teams as well.
Yeah, we all want to see everyone out on the track, and we went over and looked at it, and it looked fixable. So as many hands as possible to get the car back out there. You want to lend a hand, and people have done it for us, so you got to return that favor. And looks like they're going to make it back out, so that's good. Fans pay a lot of money to come out here and support us, and the more cars, the better.
Thank you so much for your time, Ryan. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, back upstairs to Chris and Kate.
All right, thanks, Jer, and Ryan Dyson, the class act, Mr. Dyson.
Yeah, like I said, we always want to see every car that gets here and rolls off the trailer able to make that feature race. So I really do give a shout out to Ryan Dyson and his crew. We were able to pinpoint that they were there. I'm sure there may have been other crews as well, but we were able to see them because our camera was right on them.
Yeah, you were on the ball tonight. You picked out Dyson working on the car. You picked out the incident to the 96 ISMA. You didn't seem like you were off for 2 weeks at all.
Oh, I feel like I was off for 2 weeks though, Chris.
All right, we're getting set for feature race time. And we'll kick things off with the V8 stocks as they're doubling up. Once again, let's go to Kate here. For those of us new to the V8 stock division, there's a breakout rule in place for the division. Last year was a certain time. They've changed it this year. Tell us what the time is and how the breakout rule works, Kate.
21.1 seconds. If they go faster than that time, we need to serve a stop-and-go penalty on the backstretch behind the tech garage. And they got to wait for everybody to go by before they can start going. So
is that, do they have to wait for everybody to go by, or they just have to come to a complete stop?
Most of the time they hold them.
Oh, really?
I've seen them hold them.
So it's not just a stop and go penalty. You have to wait for the field to go.
I think they have to wait for most of the field to pass before they're able to go.
Okay.
Because I have seen them hold them or say that they didn't stop long enough. So.
And when we say faster than 21.1 seconds, race fans, we mean the time is less than 21.1 to circuit the half mile here at Delaware. Green flag on the speedway. Lucas Orr, your pole sitter. Randy Martin in that former NASCAR Cup body car from 04. Outside row number 1, and it's all Orr right now. They're 3 wide for third already. It's the 11 of Taggart up to third. He won his heat race earlier tonight, but Lucas Orr will lead lap number 1. And Kate, as always, will monitor our breakout times. The first lap, never an issue because they start the lap at a slower speed. A big impact at turn number 2. It's Ferguson. Sparks flying out of the Delaware night sky as he comes to a rest in turn number 3. And caution on the speedway for the 23 of Jeff Ferguson. You can see the right side of that car down. Heavy impact on the outside wall at turn number 2. And sparks flying all the way down the back.
Yeah, that was a hard lick to the back wall, too. It seems like it doesn't matter if it's the front stretch or the back stretch now, Chris.
So caution on the speedway here. 1 lap, I think, in the books here for the 25-lap feature. We're showing 24 on the board left. So under caution for the 23. You were going to say something?
Well, I do know that Mike Howard's in the 3, which is actually normally the Blumenthal truck, and he was having power steering issues. So if we do lose him throughout the race, that's what it's to. He's going to try and muscle it out, but if they weren't able to fully get that fixed, then he may not be able to complete this race.
Everybody's pushing to get a couple extra points here tonight.
And you were talking about Mike Howard, right?
Mike Howard is in the 3.
And I noticed that the truck of Devin Blumendahl is on the track.
That's the 3.
That's the 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you were talking about, sorry about that. I caught half of what you're saying. I was just off headset talking to one of the
so it's got an 01 on the one side, but it's got a 3 on the other side. That's the truck we're talking about. There's a power steering issue, which is going to make it really hard to muscle that truck around this track.
Got some fluid to clean up as well. I'm not quite sure if there's anything down the back itself. Just mainly sparks, but then the fluid started to escape the vehicle when it came to a stop. Under caution, 1 lap in the books, V8 stock feature. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back at Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful Friday evening here at the Delaware Half Mile. Chris Horace, Kate Friel, top of the tower, Jeremy O'Grady down trackside. I want to take this opportunity to wish the Edmonton Oilers good luck in the Stanley Cup final. And we're looking to bring the Cup back north of the border for the first time since '93, since Montreal did it. The year that it should have been my Leafs in the final. And that was a high stick on Gretzky, but don't get me started. But anyways, interesting because Edmonton won Game 1, as we know, on Wednesday night. And the history of winning Game 1s in the Stanley Cup final, 8 of the last 10 years, the winner of Game 1 has won the Cup final. Only 2 times in the last 10 years did a team lose Game 1 and went on to win the final. That was the Capitals. They won the series, actually, I think in 5 games after losing Game 1, or 6 games. And then the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think in 2021, lost Game 1 and came back to win the Stanley Cup final after losing Game 1. So if you're a history fanatic, if you believe in history, then Edmonton's in good shape.
But we're at the racetrack right now, Chris. The Memorial Cup was last week, so let's focus here.
For that show, monster trucks are coming back here on July 18th and July 19th. It is a busy.
Under caution here at Delaware Speedway. V8 Super Stocks on track. And we'd like to welcome those of our viewers tuning in from south of the border. Welcome to Rogers TV presentation of Delaware Speedway Racing, as your ISMA Super Modified Series joining us north of the border for the first and only time this year. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. Still under caution here. 1 lap in the books. They haven't reset the scoreboard, so looks like 1 lap has officially been completed. And still working on that Ferguson machine in turn number 3. So we'll continue under caution here. We'll step away. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Bring the family to Pizza Hut's all-you-can-eat buffet. Fresh pizzas, pasta, and salads, something for everyone. Great taste, great time, all in one place. Pizza Hut, where family meals are unforgettable.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we are back for another incredible season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're gonna tour some amazing backyards. We're gonna meet up with some great folks, and we're gonna cook some incredible food. Join us Thursdays at 7:30 for Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff.
He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet.
Sugar Sean O'Malley!
Legit knockout power.
Try to bring me down, this is kerosene. The queen is coming for that gold! Kayla Harrison!
She's such a beast. Juliana Pena! She's the best bantamweight in the world.
This is my belt. Come and get it.
2 championship showdowns.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. There you see the cars are rolling. We are back under yellow flag conditions. They're going to go just underneath the speedy dry there. There you see it, high in turn 3, out of the racing groove. So we should be good to go, and we're going to get the 1 to go sign this time by Lucas Orr is our leader in the maroon at 95, and Randy Martin in that 52 car outside row number 1. So 1 lap officially in the books. Breakout rule in effect, 21.1 second lap time or slower or higher number, and they're good to go. And the first lap, you'll see they can go full out because they'll start at a slow speed when they take the green. So the first lap will not be an issue. Kate will be monitoring times for us as always.
But before we go back green here, we should say hi to everybody that's tuning in on YouTube, which is probably some of our people from south of the border or people that are just outside of the London zone.
And friends and family from the Oshawa region, thanks for joining us, of course. And here we go, green flag, V8 stock feature. Back underway. Lucas Orr will grab the lead. Here comes Taggart quickly in the 11. Watson will drive to the end. 3 wide in turn number 2. And Martin is the odd man out, loses 4 spots. Patrick up to third to the inside of Watson now in the 86. And Kara Martin in that 53 up to 5th spot now. Randy Martin did not get a good restart whatsoever. Or out front, Taggart in second. Watson now edging out in third on the high side. Above Patrick. Patrick will fall to 4th. The points leader coming to the front. There he is. Outside for second, the 45 of Watson. They allow him to stay up there. He's just going to keep passing cars. Now he'll go for the lead. Out of turn 2. Watson to the outside. Drag race down the back. Lucas Orr on the inside to 95. There's the nose of the 11 of Taggart in third. Side by side out of turn number 4. And a good run again by Watson. And he'll grab the lead, but he can't get down to the inside. Orr is still there and fights back. Taggart third, Patrick 4th, Martin 5th. Morris up to 6th. Here they come again, side by side for the lead. At the line, give that lap to Watson. Thumbs up from Kate, we're good to go still. And Orr fights back. Good battle at the front of this field. Now the front 4 coming together. Taggart and Patrick are there now. And the works turns 1 and 2. Side by side for the lead. Orr will lead him into turn number 3 on the inside. Watson on the outside. Taggart in the 11. Patrick in the 86. Martin now battling with Morris for 5th. Then it's Randy Martin, Cooper Alberton, Mike Howard, and Clutterbuck. There's the battle for the lead, front of the field. Lucas Orr, Barry Watson. Taggart and Patrick in tow. 17 to go. Lineup, running order, top of your screen. Battle for the lead on your screen. Orr in the 95, Watson in the 45. Out of turn 4. Credit that left led to Watson. Thumbs up, we're good to go. Nobody has broken out thus far.
We're down to 21.3s, but we haven't gotten any lower.
They're about a half a straightaway lead from Jesse Hertzel at the tail end of the lead lap. Doug Stewart surprisingly having a rough feature all alone way back in the field. Over half a lap behind the lead group that you see on screen right now. They're coming up on the 97 of Hertzel, and Hertzel will dive to the inside. Orr in the 95, Watson in the 45. It's a parade lap under green flag conditions, side by side around the Delaware half mile. Oh, contact, big wreck in turn number 4. It's Kara Martin into the back marker traffic, Jesse Hertzel, and caution on the speedway. Heavy damage on both vehicles. I saw the tail end of that. Hertzel was marred into the lead lap traffic, and I don't know if Kara saw the 97 or the 97 came down on Kara Martin. Here's the replay. Kate, take us through it.
So Kara Martin in the 53. Jordan Morris goes to the inside of Kara Martin, and it looks like she was trying to make that line work for herself, but by the time she went to check up, a little bit too late.
And Herzl came down. If you saw in turn 3, the 97 came down to work the corner. The 53 rode the left side of that 97 all the way up to the window net. Wow, that's scary. Here's another look. Watch the 97. Kate makes the right call here. Morris dives to the inside. The 53 of Kara wants to come inside too. Watch the 97. 97's coming down a little bit.
But by the time that the 97 does turn to come down anyways, there wasn't enough room to fit a third car in the middle of that mix.
Absolutely
not. So unfortunately, there just wasn't enough room to fit 3 there where the 2 that were already there were. So.
You imagine the view from the Herzl cockpit. You see nothing but black right front fender in your window.
Well, first you see red and white on your inside, and then black.
Yeah. Under caution here for the second time in this V8 stock feature race with 14 laps still to go.
If it ever gets into that left rear tire, take it down.
As the Herzl machine has left the scene and working on the 53 of Martin now. And looks like they're going to push the 53 all the way down the front stretch here and back into the pit area.
I would imagine here a bit more.
And the 53 Kara, of course, the daughter of the 52 Randy Martin.
So you just don't want too much air getting underneath there. So
and it's tough with this division because there's no radio communications. You know, we have family members racing in the same feature. I'm sure Randy was concerned at the start, hey, how's Kara doing? But able to not get any radio communication in the car to say, hey, the 53 is okay. They're just going to push her off the track. It must be kind of difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Being on the racetrack with a family member before, I mean, you don't see an ambulance. You kind of just go, racing is racing. We know how many safety features there are with these vehicles when it comes to the roll cage, the fire suit, the Hans device, the helmet. I always say, and even my mom said when I was 8 years old and it got printed in the London Free Press and she will never live it down, was that she was actually more afraid of me walking out and getting hit by a bus on the street than she was with me in a race car. So yeah. I think that that's about as drastic as we can make it, because these vehicles are so safe. We never want to see anybody get hurt, but at the same time, these vehicles are built to do what they do, to go fast and withstand impact.
All right, so we have the lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle.
As you come off of turn 4, ease up a little bit. Except for the last lap. On the last lap, go for it. If you break out, you break out.
I apologize, folks. We only have, I got to mention a correction when we get back to the ISMAs. I was quoting an origin of one of the drivers, but we'll document that when we get back to the ISMAs. We're talking V8 stocks right now, getting set for the green flag. And there it is, green flag we're racing with the V8 stocks. And they'll work turns 1 and 2. 14 laps to go, and the points leader Watson out front. Or will drop to second. Here comes Patrick on the high side of Taggart for third. They can go full out on this opening restart lap. And the points leader will lead him out of turn 4. You can just see the speed difference when they're going full out in that opening lap. Now it's time to pace yourself. Taggart trying to hold on to third, just off screen, right side. There they are, side by side with Patrick on the outside of the 11. Front 4 all together. Watson will lead him back to the line. It's Watson, or right on the rear deck lid of that 45. And the front 2 trying to get away now. Side-by-side battle continuing on for third. Taggart and Patrick engaged there. 11 to go. Fastest time of the feature for Lucas Orr, 21.269. Last lap, he was right there with the 45. And Watson will lead him back to complete another lap with 10 to go this time by. Fast time for the leader. Thumbs up from Kate, but fast time for Watson at 21.201. He answered the Orr fastest lap with one of his own. And Orr will look to the inside again. And Orr will dive down there. Watson will lead the lap. Oh! Was that ever close? Lucas Orr at 21.119. 19 one-thousandths of a second away from a breakout. And he's garnered half of the lead now. Side by side with Watson. Interesting time lap here. Everybody good. Fast time for Taggart in fourth at 21.154. They're right there on the cusp. And it's Lucas Orr out front has regained the lead from Barry Watson. Side by side battle for first, side by side battle for third. And we got a caution car stopped on the back stretch. On the entrance to the pits, looks like the 25, yes it is, of Cooper Alberton. And Cooper will reverse into the pit area, will stay green. 6 to go. Side by side for the lead. I think Cooper's going to stay in the infield. Or out front, Watson trying to fight. They're still side by side for third. Taggart and Patrick. Martin all alone in fourth. Fifth. The Clutterbuck in sixth. Oh, breakout! Lucas Orr, the leader, has broken out. 21.078. And good night team strategy. The leader has to stop and go next time by. It'll be 4 laps to go this time by. Watson doesn't know though about the breakout. So Watson continues. Watson will be all alone in the lead here, because here comes the stop and go for the 95 of Lucas Orr. Will come to a stop, middle of the backstretch. Complete stop and back going. Watson, your leader. And they're still side by side, this time for second, Taggart and Patrick. Here's the battle. The Taggart machine, the 11. 86 is Patrick. And they're probably about 6 car lengths behind the leader. Watson, 2 to go. Watson just needs to manage his lap times. He's got a very comfortable lead. Checkered flag is a lap and a half away.
We got a breakout again on Lucas Orr. 21.057. As well as Kara Martin also has a stop and go.
White flag on the speedway for the leader, and points it to Barry Watson.
Did Lucas Orr stall?
Yeah, he just got going again. Here they come through turns 3 and 4, and we got a collision in turn number 2, but that's not going to affect the leader, will it? The caution flag way before the finish line. This race is not done yet. It's Clutterbuck and Martin collected there in turn number 2. And we have 1 lap to go. The caution fell before Watson could take the checkered flag. And it's going to be Taggart and Patrick with another shot at the leader here. Wow.
It'll probably be a green-white checker.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, I would think so. Green-white checkered with a lap to go.
It is. It's going to be 1 lap for the win.
Oh, I think it's just 1 lap. I don't know if it's a green-white checker. There's only 1 to go, right, Kate? I think it's just green and the next flag is checkered, right?
Well, I look to our old flagman, Scott Mackey, and we used to do green-white checkers, so we'll have to see what they used to do. Let's see if they do what we used to do or what we're going to adapt and go with this year.
Or we might see the green and white waved at the same time. We'll see what's going to happen here.
Jeremy Taggart
So it's going to be Watson out front, Taggart and Patrick your top 3, Martin and Clutterbuck, Randy Martin and Clutterbuck your top 5. Then it's Morrison and Kara Martin, your running order. So white flag going to be displayed this time by. Still 1 lap on the board, so we'll see what Hayden's going to wave here next time by after this one. Will it be just the green flag, or will it be the green and the white?
They're going to go green checkered.
All right, so it will be the green-white. Next time by, it'll be a 1-lap shootout for the V8 stock feature race. There you see Aiden in the flag stand. First year with the Speedway. After a long time, flagman Scott Mackey decided to hang up the flags. I don't know how you hang up the flags. You need 2 hooks for that. 2 hooks. And then you lay the flags out. Anyway, if you're ever at the Scott Mackey residence, you'll probably see the flags right there. Here they come. It'll be green-white waving here. I believe they're doing that. I don't see the white in his hands, though. Green flag! Is it the last lap or not? There was no white flag. He's got the checkered flag coming out, though.
He's got checkers in his hand, so we're going
This is the
checkered.
last lap. Down the back. One final time. Taggart to the outside of Watson. Patrick looking there as well. Through turns 3 and 4. One final time. And coming out of turn 4, it's Watson at the line. Followed by Taggart, Patrick, Randy Martin, Clutterbuck, your top 5. And the points leader holds on with a 1-lap shootout to end it to grab the V8 stock feature race here at Delaware Speedway on this Friday night. And momentarily we will hear from the winning driver with Jordan Maudsley down at trackside as you see Barry pulling the 45 car up to victory lane here at Delaware Speedway. So a big moment late in that feature race with Orr battling at the front. Lucas Orr for the entire feature race broke out, fell back to 6th when the stop and go was completed, and then broke out again 2 laps later and took himself totally out of the feature. And Watson right there to capitalize. Good finish by Taggart and Caden Patrick as well, 2nd and 3rd respectively. As we wait for the points leader to exit the 45, and we'll hear momentarily from Jordan Maudsley. Still to come, our super stock feature. They're lined up on pit road. You can see him just off screen right. And there's Barry Watson out of the car in the 45. Winner of the V8 stock feature. We'll take it down trackside to Jordan.
They really made you earn that one. Take me through the whole race there.
We were waiting for the last lap there, and they said green checker. I was like, oh, this is going to be entertaining. Hopefully everybody made it through all right, because I was a little nervous. But, yeah, we had to earn her. That's it. Went with the 95 of Orr. That was fantastic. That kid's going to kick my butt soon. So that was fun. Door-to-door, clean as all get out with them. There's a lot of good people here. I got to apologize to Caden Patrick and Randy Martin. I didn't really mean to make it 3 wide. I thought Randy was going to drive up a bit. So I got to go down and apologize to those guys. But heck of a car tonight, man. I was told earlier that somebody else's car handles better than mine in the corners. So I wanted to make sure this last lap that I proved it doesn't. It handles just fine.
I know you got a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank Derek's Mowers and Blowers. If you work on your own mowers, go get your parts there. If you don't, take your mower over to Mowers, Derek's Mowers and Blowers, Strathroy. Great guy, one of us. Great to work with. I want to thank Pennzoil. I got to thank Dockstader Property Maintenance. They've been with us forever, and I always forget to mention them, but they've been a great sponsor to this division for years, and it's appreciated.
Barry Watson wins another one down here for the day.
Barry Watson, your V8 stock feature. We'll go super stock racing on the other side of the break. Delaware Speedway Racing and Rogers TV presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888 Taxi Guy or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Orers at Keith Reel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. Chris and Scott in the truck, and all of our wonderful camera people here to bring you racing from the Delaware half mile. Super Stocks getting set, and they have already been given the, I don't know if you call it order, the polite riot act from race director Sean Gibbs. You can't win it in the first lap, drivers. Get the laps in.
And it's so true. You can't win a race in the first lap. So just one car a lap, guys. There's not that many out. There's not enough of you out here that even if you were starting the last possible position on the track, that if you took one car every lap, you can't get to the front. So let's get these laps in. Let's get this night moving. Let's go super stock racing.
Absolutely.
Inside row number 2, the number 36, that is Hudson Nagy. Back to the field.
All right, I think we're going to be, we don't have a third chair, but we're going to have former flagman Scott Mackey joining us for the call of this Superstar. There's Scott right there. Scott Mackey, good to see you, bud. How you been?
Good.
So, give us your thoughts on that V8 stock. Do you like that breakout rule? I think it started in your last year as a flagman, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a good class for old cars that don't have nowhere else to run, and it's great racing. Look at tonight; it was pretty amazing.
All right, getting set for the Superstock feature. How about those ISMAs? They're fast.
Oh, you gotta love them.
All right, so Cody Wilds going to lead this field to green. We were just documenting the fact that race director Sean Gibbs went on the radio during commercial to the Superstock drivers, reminding them that you can't win it in the first lap. I'm sure that over your years here, you've heard a lot of those messages on your headset from race directors of the past.
Yeah, all kinds. Yeah, you can't win a race, but you can sure lose it on the first lap.
All right, so getting set, lights off. No lights are still on the pace.
Yeah, yellow's
vehicle.
still out.
I think we're going to get the white flag next time by. Actually, the lights just came off the pace car, so we are good to go. They were on in turns 1 and 2, but now off the pace vehicle.
Well, let's see if Ryan Dyson does what he says he's going to do and drive that into the first corner until he sees God.
Scotty, you jump in whenever you want. And we'll work the feature, the three of us here. Cody Wilds will bring him to the line. Ryan Dyson outside row number 1, looking at the flag stand for green. And green flag racing with the Superstocks at the half mile. And they'll dive 2 by 2 by 2, 5 rows back into turns 1 and up the hill in turn 2, down the back, drag race down the back. Wild side by side with Dyson. We're going to take you below the flag stand. Speed shot, Rogers TV. Beautiful shot there as they came by 2 abreast for the lead. They're still 2 abreast. Here's Culver, and Culver looks to the inside, looking to make it 3 wide. He's going to put his nose in there and forces Wilds up the track. Gives Dyson the lead for right now, and Culver's coming to the front. Dyson will lead that lap.
Culver always trying to put a nose where he can there. He definitely made that 3 wide, but he made it work for him.
Wilds under attack for the third spot. Go ahead, Scotty.
No, that was a pretty cool move. It's you never know what's going to work, but that car handles like no other car out there right now.
Culver with the lead at the line. Dyson the second. Top of your screen, battle for the lead. Bottom right, battle for third. That's the points into 0-7 of Ramsey to 93, the defending series champ. Carson Nagy. Ramsey's had a great start to the season, Scott.
Amazing start.
Ramsey to the inside, trying to get to the door on Dyson. And Culver trying to get away here. Side by side for second. There's Nagy in the 93. Those 3 all together for second. Then back about 8-10 car lengths to Wilds and Rickwood battling for 5th. And then the rest of the field. for second.
Culver's lap times just keep getting better and better with all of that clean air, so let's see what Nick Ramsey does now that he's in clean air.
I don't know which one of you two can answer this, but we always hear about the bigger tracks where clean air can really change the way an automobile handles. Is that the same, or could it be the same on a half mile?
Yeah, you can on these guys. These guys, and even more on the late models, and especially the ISMAs.
Okay, Culver out front. Ramsey alone now in second, and trying to bridge that gap. Caution on the speedway. We got a car around. It's the ore machine in turns 1 and 2. The 57, who had some damage earlier tonight, and good to see Orr back on the track, but it brings out the first caution on the speedway. So
right before that caution was out, Culver is running a 19.958, so he has dipped under 20 seconds in the Super Series class.
I'm gonna throw Scotty under the bus here. You miss being on the flag stand?
No.
Okay.
No,
then you made the right call, bud.
Yes, I was definitely ready to step out, and I'm becoming more of a race fan and got my love for sport again.
All right, we'll be right back. Scott Mackey joining us in the broadcast booth. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Steve McCaw from Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Welcome to the 2025 race season. From the Ray Cullen Chevrolet family, we are excited about another great year.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
You want to watch something really chaotic and weird?
No.
Tune into... I didn't ask you, I was asking the viewer. Tune into Crumpet Corner, an amazing show full of chaos, creatures, and crumpets. That's 3 C's.
Like us.
Yes. Can you let me do this promo, please?
Please. I just want one. I just want one.
But you aren't supposed to do this. Who even let you on set?
You did.
Watch Crumpet Corner, folks. I don't believe this.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, joined by former flagman for 30 years?
Yep.
30 years, Scott Mackey joining us there. Scott, we didn't have a chair. We didn't know Scott was going to be up here. So Scott's on bended knee. Better than me being on bended knee.
And still as tall as me.
Yeah. We got 6 laps in the book. Super stock feature. Green flag. So Culver has been the class of the field tonight in the 1, and the current points leader, the 07 of Ramsey, will start up front, and they'll drag race down the back. Defending series champ Carson Nagy just off screen. There's the nose of the 93 in third, all alone in third, front 3, trying to get away.
Ramsey took that lap at the line.
Both you and Scott were talking about on the break how fast the 1 looks tonight.
Yes. It's crazy fast.
To Ramsey, and here comes Nagy. Nagy's not done with this fight. Ramsey got a little tight there, and Nagy tried to pounce on the inside.
Who knows? Maybe that 1 car's so fast because he got to see the Rogers view of the track last week and pick his line a little bit better.
Hey, you never know.
Hope that's not the case. Then every driver's going to want to come and do a week up here. Culver will lead that lap. 26 to go. When you're down on trackside, take us through what Aiden is seeing on trackside during a feature. Are you constantly pivoting to look out everywhere? You obviously need help from your spotters on track on your headset, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you've got to have your head on a pivot.
Car around!
We got a car around! Sorry, Scott, it's Wiles around in turn number 4. And we're waiting. Aiden is waiting as long as he can. He's going to throw the caution. And caution on the speedway for the spin of the 14 of Wilds. Take us back to what you were saying as far as what you're looking for in that flag stand during a feature or a heat race.
Yeah, you got to have your head on a swivel just for that reason right there. You never, especially when the field gets spread out, it's really tough. You need the extra eyes up top to help you see too.
Now take us, it's very interesting that you're up here, and I'm glad you're up here. Now take us through, let's go to the replay first. Kate, take us through it.
Yeah, so we're starting a little bit of this on the backstretch, entering into turn 3. Wilds goes to the inside of the 36 of Hudson Nagy, and it looks like there's just a touch of contact with a front wheel to a rear wheel. An overcorrection, they let go, and around goes the 14.
Good job by Edgar and Van Steensel there to avoid the car, the 14 car, and they're under caution. My follow-up question to you, Scott. Scott Mackey joining us, over 30-year veteran here of Delaware Speedway. Majority of it on the flag stand as the white flag is going to be displayed here. When there's a car around or a potential incident, what are you going through as far as the process? Do you have the race director in your ear? Is it your call alone? Hey, should I throw the caution? Am I waiting? What's the thought process?
Well, now it's with the race director. Years ago, it was my call, and safety was first. If you thought a driver was in any chance of getting injured, you automatically went yellow.
Lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle getting set here. We have 9 laps in the books, 35-lap feature for the Super Stock class here at the Delaware Speedway. ISMA Series visiting from the States up next. Culver will lead him to green. And green flag, we got it. Culver on the inside. Points leader Ramsey on the outside. Carson Nagy in the 3rd spot. Brody Rickwood right there in 4th. Everybody away clean. Nagy will dive to the inside of the 07, up to the door, now fully abreast and looking for that 2nd spot. And stays there on that inside groove. There's Rickwood, 83's the best restart of the night thus far, and Brody's trying to stay with that lead group. And we got 2 cars around in turns 1 and 2. Wilds involved again. And looks like Van Steensel in the 71. And the message by race director Sean Gibbs to kick off this feature apparently didn't get through.
Well, they did get lap 1 in.
They did. That's our 3rd caution, and we are 10 laps in. 3rd caution in 10 laps, and race director Gibbs might not be happy with that caution on the speedway. For the Super Stock feature, Van Steensel in the 71, Cody Wilds' 2nd spin of the night, 2 or 3 laps apart from each other. And Culver's still your leader, followed by, and we got a replay here, Kate and Scott, take it away.
So this is in turn 1 and 2. Oh, they just make contact on the bottom part of that screen. They both go around, so not really sure, but there was definitely contact. They definitely went around, but without seeing.
Yeah, it looked like. Would you agree that it looked like Wilds was on the inside?
Yeah.
I think Wilds was on the inside. Van Steensel was on the outside.
Okay.
But without seeing the setup going into that corner, I'm not going to make a call with what happened. Either way, both cars touched each other. Both went around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both
2 cars going for the same real estate.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're going to get the white flag this time by.
And they're still rolling, so nobody got the worst of it.
Chris Orrs, Kate Friel, top of the tower. Jeremy McGrady down trackside. We're joined by former flagman here at Delaware Speedway, Scott Mackey, who's gracious enough to join us for the Super Stock feature. Well, if your knee could take it, you could even stay for the ISMA feature if you want.
No, I got to watch that one. I can't sit down for that.
All right, lights off the Delaware Speedway pace vehicle. And it's going to be Culver and Ramsey. There you see the 2 out front. Culver's got to the lead in a hurry. Ramsey had to fight through a little bit of traffic and finally got up to 2nd spot. And will now be the 2nd consecutive restart that Ramsey will start outside row 1.
Ramsey did cross the line, though, at one point to get 1 lap.
Green flag, Super Stock back under green. 25 laps to go. Culver, Ramsey side by side. Out of turn 2, down and back. And it's Carson Nagy in 3rd. Rickwood trying to fight with Darrell Link now for 4th. And the 77s come from nowhere. Side by side for the lead, and Ramsey will lead that lap. That 07 continues to impress me in 2025. And there's Carson Nagy, the defending champ, isn't going away yet either. Front three trying to get away. Rickwood, Lake trying to track him down.
Oh, contact.
Nagy to the inside. Ramsey gets shoved up the track. And Carson Nagy the second spot. And Nagy all of a sudden looks very stout.
He is. He looks like the speed he's got last year.
We got a replay shot here, I believe. There's 22 to go this time by. Take us through the replay, Kate.
Yeah, so it looks like the one just washes up the track a little bit there and comes up into the 07. Leaving that bottom open there for Carson Nagy, but he's able to fall back into second, and Culver's still leading this race.
21 laps to go. Leader is Trevor Culver. Culver out front, Nagy second. Ramsey right there, the front three all together. Then it's Rickwood and Lake for fourth and fifth all together. And Jay Coxon at the 00, all alone in sixth. Are you saving a little bit of stuff here, Scotty, with 20 to go, or what are you doing?
You got to save a little bit, but you can't save too much or they'll walk away on you.
Culver will lead him out of turn number 4. 19 to go. Culver. Strong every year. Followed by the defending series champ, the 93 Nagy. Followed by the current points leader, the 07 of Ramsey. The cream has definitely risen to the top here in the Super Stock feature tonight from Delaware. Halfway. Cross flags at the line. For the leader, Culver into 1.
Ramsey's laps times are just getting so consistent. It looks like that car keeps getting better and better as these laps tick away. That is good news for the 07, not such good news for Culver or for Nagy up front.
That's right. Rickwood has kind of left Lake alone now and sprinted off in the 4th all by himself. Trying to bridge that gap from Darrell all the way to Nick Ramsey, but he's got a ways to go.
See what happens here with the lap traffic.
Passing flag being displayed for the 8 car because the leaders are coming. What's the rule for that blue flag with the yellow slash? What's the exact rule? What drivers need to know?
They're supposed to move to the bottom. Move to the left, let the faster cars go by on the right side.
Okay. Love having a former flag man up here. There you see the 8 car moving to the inside, just like Scott just said. As the leaders go by, Ramsey's really loose in turn 2. Lost a bit of track position. Ramsey's kind of lost a little contact with the lead pair. It's Culver and Nagy out front. 14 to go. Field is well spread out. Here we go, turns 3 and 4. Let's take you down under the flag stand. Speed shot, Rogers TV. Caution on the speedway. And we got a car around in turn 1. Looks like Van Steensel. And that's the 4th caution now of this Super Stock feature. With 13 laps to go, and that's the 2nd caution for the 71. I wonder if is that Adrianson in the pace car tonight? Do we know?
Yes.
It is Gary Adrianson. I could tell because that pace car flew on the track and got to the front of the field in a hurry. I could tell that was a race car driver piloting the 43. We'll pause with 14 laps to go in this Super Stock feature. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hey London, did you know it's the law to have working smoke alarms?
That's right, working smoke alarms save lives. Get in on the action and test yours today.
And be sure to stay in touch with us by following us on social media.
Hi, I'm Melissa Maloney. I am the host of What's Up London, where we talk to amazing people in the London community who are doing so many incredible things. Watch What's Up London only on Rogers TV.
Jack 102.3, playing hits of the 80s, 90s, time of your life again. And again. For hits of the 80s, 90s, and more, listen to Jack 1023.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, back under green. 12 to go this time by. Super stock feature on track. It's Trevor Culver, Carson Nagy, and Nick Ramsey, your front three. The caution gave Ramsey an opportunity to reel the leaders back in, and the front three are trying to get away again. Scott, you were talking about this at break as far as the handling, a very rare type of handling you're seeing from the one right now.
Yeah, he handles at both ends of the track, which is very difficult to do. In turn 4, he can go bottom or top and handle. You don't see that very often this track because it's such an egg-shaped track.
And Culver stretching the legs a little bit as Ramsey now returns the siege on the 93 of Nagy. He's under attack by the points leader. Darrell Lake up to the 4th spot now, ahead of Rickwood. And Lake having a good showing. Then it's Rickwood and Dyson, your top 6. Oh, almost contact between Rickwood and Lake. They're side by side for 4th. There you see them top of your screen as the leaders work turns 1 and 2. And Rickwood will get the spot back out of turn 2 and down the back. There's Carson Nagy, 93. Nick Ramsey, 07. 93, defending the series champ, 07, current points leader. Inside 10 laps to go, 7.5 laps to be exact. And Culver is the way to the races, no pun intended. Stretching out to a 10-12 car length lead now. To go. If he can hold on, we'll see how long this Pulse Race interview is going to be. Culver known for getting all those sponsors out of the way.
He is good for his sponsors.
Yes, he is. He'll complete another lap, 6 to go. And coming up on the 8 car again. 8 car is going to get that passing flag from Aiden in the flag stand. There it is being displayed. And the 8 car will drop down to the bottom. Culver will get to that car probably at the start of the backstretch. And we'll go to the high side. Battle for 2nd continuing. Also a battle for 4th between Rickwood and Lake. 4 to go this time by your leader, Trevor Culver. Put on a show. Ramsey will dive to the inside for 2nd. And Nagy will shut the door. Nagy drifts up the track. Ramsey there. Left rear tire down to the door. And Ramsey to the inside with position. And drifts up almost into the 93. Very, very loose. And Nagy will hold on for 2nd.
Yeah, that car just snaps loose in the center of the corner. Wasn't able to hold on to it. It'll fall into 3rd. But like I talked about earlier, the biggest thing with championship points racing is consistency. You need top 3 consistent finishes. You need to make sure that that car makes it home every race in order to have that consistency.
Lap and a half to go for the leader, the one of Trevor Culver. There's the gap. Back to Carson Nagy in the 93. White flag set to be displayed. Half a mile to go for your leader. The one at Trevor Culver looking very stout tonight. Down the back, one final time. Nagy, no pressure from Ramsey for 2nd. Into turn 3. Working turn 3, entering turn 4 and coming out of turn 4. Double checkers in the air. Super stock feature race winner. The one of Trevor Culver. Nagy will come home in 2nd, followed by Ramsey. Rickwood in 4th. Lake will round out the top 5. Then it's Dyson, Cox, Ethan Orr, Herniak Jr., Wilds rounding out the top 10. Hudson Nagy, Brendan Edgar, Kuykendall, Van Steensel, and Chuck Menzie complete the running order. And there you see the winner, the one of Trevor Culver. I want to say a quick thank you before he gets off headset to Scott Mackey for joining Kate and myself for the call of the Super Stock feature. Final thoughts on the Super Stock feature, Scotty, and thoughts on what's to come with the ISMAs tonight.
It was a pretty good race for the Super Stocks, fairly clean, a couple little incidents. It happens. ISMA's going to put on one heck of a show. It's going to be some speed you haven't seen before.
Thanks for this, bud. Enjoyed having you up here, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, Scott Mackey, former flagman at Delaware Speedway, and we'll send it to trackside momentarily to hear from Jordan Maudsley. And with our winner, Trevor Culver.
Down here in Pennzoil Victory Lane. He's got the flags.
And there you see the trophy on the roof, the flag being displayed. So, and this isn't a slight at Trevor at all. We love Trevor, but he does such a good job of recognizing his sponsors, and he gets them all. Like, the memory is unbelievable. I'm going to say 3 minutes. What do you think? Come on, Kate. Get in the pool. Get in the pool. What do you think? No guess from you? Hey,
I'm going to say
we're allowed to chirp him a little bit. He was on the Rogers broadcast last week. What are you saying?
3 minutes, 25 seconds.
There you see the Super Stock feature race winner tonight, the one of Trevor Culver. Acknowledging the big crowd here in attendance tonight. Let's take it down trackside to Jordan Maudsley.
Trevor down here, take me through that one, bud.
Honestly, a lot of good, hard side-by-side racing. When I was battling the 07 for the lead there after that restart, I think I got in there a little hot and got into him, and that was definitely not my intent. We're racing hard, and I screwed up there, so I feel bad for rubbing him. I don't like doing that, but just a lot of good, fun side-by-side racing. What'd you fans think of that?
Want to thank everybody?
Yeah, I got to thank everyone who got me here. My wife, my parents, my crew, could not do it without them. McCall Racing Enterprises, Joe Lawrence, Paul Giannoli, Mike McCall, can't thank them enough for all their support. And then all the companies that put their hard-earned money into our race team, and we can't thank them enough. We'll start with Inventory Express Lubricants, Carter Trucking, Hodgins Custom Service, DK Equipment, MGV Concrete, Wilds Printing, Fix Auto Collision, London Northwest, J.O. Hay and Livestock. For pizza's sake, if you're looking for a bite on the way home, that's the spot to stop. For pizza's sake, Mark Kennedy Trucking, Mr. Transmission, Lux Homes, and Ahmed Wakas. Got to thank Ali Hassan and FC Credit Union, Melrose Garage, Dave Culver Auto Care, G&L Automotive, Outback Tire Shack, Hallmark Memorials, Novus Glass, London Northwest, Quadro Communications. This car was just as fast as Quadro Communications Internet. And again, just everyone for staying out here and cheering us on. Thanks for coming, guys.
Excellent run, start to finish there from
There you go, a promo and the sponsors, and throwing a shout out to the internet as well. 1:41, the official time. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Hi, I'm Kathleen from Hiking with Kathleen. Please join me this season where I bring you on my great adventures of hiking, paddling, and camping. And I bring you up close to wildlife as I see them on my hikes.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Soares, Kate Friel, Jeremy McGrady, trackside. Thoughts on that super stock feature?
It was a good feature. Definitely hard racing. Everybody wanted that one. Trevor had a great race. I definitely love when a driver can go, I drove it in a little hot. I don't like to door bang anybody. Things happen. Owning it is 90% of the battle.
From a guy who's been working on radio for almost 20 years, he does a great job recognizing the sponsors. The pizza sponsor even told the fans, hey, you should try it, slice, it's good. The internet sponsor, this car was just as fast as the internet. He does a great job at recognizing the sponsors. I'll give him that.
Yeah, except for he really made me want pizza on the way home.
Getting set for the ISMA 50-lap feature tonight from Delaware Speedway. Give us your thoughts on this one before we get going here.
I think these ISMAs are going to be fast. Just remember, though, open wheel cars, if they're touching tires like our super stocks were, it's going to have a catastrophic effect compared to the super stocks. So I'm definitely interested to see them go. You're going to see a lot of like pulling up, backing off. These cars are very touchy because of how fast they are. They're built for power in combination with weight. So as you can see, there's a little bit less weight, but they're so fast. We had a track record broken today.
All time, yeah, absolutely.
And now we're going to watch all of them get on this track and let loose. I can't wait to see the speed shot this race.
Yeah, I wanted to make a correction to what we were saying earlier, and I apologize for that. We had a misprint in our program. There's actually only 2 Canadians in the roster tonight, not 3, and I apologize to the Stevens family of those watching our neighbors south of the border. Trent Stevens, actually from Salisbury, North Carolina. We had a misprint in our program. So Trent, who's looking very strong tonight, a driver from North Carolina in the lineup tonight for the 50-lap feature. So just 2 Canadians in the lineup. It's going to be Mark Samet, of course, and Mike Lichty. Hoping to bring the championship to, or this particular feature, home to Canada tonight.
Yeah, there's some very stoked drivers, though, in this field. I'm not sure who's going to bring it home tonight, Chris. They all look good. They all look fast. And I can't wait to let these guys loose.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure you hop on to DelawareSpeedway.com for all your ticket information. The schedule continues to get hotter and hotter as the 2025 season rolls along. We're back with you a week from tonight, 7:30 with Friel and Friel, from what I understand, the connection up top here. I'll be back in a couple of weeks. A pretty good card. It is First Responders Night next week. And I think the Bone Stocks and I think the Super Stocks, I believe, but recognizing first responders. And, of course, what a fantastic evening it is every year. And we thank the first responders, all first responders, for what they do on a daily basis.
Yeah, them and their families. So I can't wait to watch them come out with their families and spend a night off call and able to enjoy some time with their families. I'll be hopefully enjoying some time with my husband on a date night without the kids, which really means we're on Rogers TV bringing you the broadcast.
Hey, that's a great date night, isn't it?
Some days.
All right, on that note, let's go to break. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Jeff from Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff here, and we're back for another fantastic season of Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff. We're going to cook some great food with some really great folks. We're going to use some unique barbecues, so we're going to have a lot of fun. As always, I'm going to be wearing some pretty unique shirts as well. Watch Chillin' and Grillin' with Jeff Thursdays at 7:30.
Join the high-energy, bodyweight-based workouts of the Thunder Twins. Gerald and Harold will get all shapes and sizes up and moving.
You just don't go down as low. No. We want you to cross your body, though, and do a slight bend.
Catch the Thunder Mondays at noon.
Welcome back. Delaware Speedway Racing and Rogers TV presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. And the biggest events of the summer are rolling into Delaware Speedway. From the high-powered ISMAs that you're about to see right now, the super modifieds, to the event coming up later on this month, the Dayco Super Stocks and AP Series late models, June 27th and 28th. The action never stops. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now. DelawareSpeedway.com and be part of the thrill. And that reminds me, I need to fact check myself, because during the Super Stock feature, I kept referring to Carson Nagy as the defending champ. I was partially right. Defending Dayco Super Stock champion in 2024. The defending weekly series at Delaware Speedway Super Stock in 2024, Trevor Culver. So apologize to the Culver team. I was partially right. So two defending champions in the same series, in the same division, different series. We're battling it out there in the feature tonight.
And they battle it out here almost every time they race each other here. They both hold their own, and they both know this track very well.
Right there you see the, so what they're doing is they're pushing the super modifieds out into position, and then the push vehicles are going to come around and get them rolling. So it's kind of a lengthy process, but once they get fired up, look out. And I'm telling you, when we go down trackside to our camera below the flag stand, when these suckers go around, it's going to be something. There you see them getting pushed into position. Only stop this season north of the border for this series, right here at Delaware Speedway.
How about this? Something else to think about with these cars. We've already been
and
horsepower.
We should have a pretty good field. Two Canadians in the field. Mark Salmon out of London, driving the 78. 84 is Mike Lichty from Innerkip, Ontario. So they'll be flying the red and white Maple Leaf. Salmon just getting pushed out onto pit road now, as a matter of fact. There you see Mark in the 78 from just down the road in London.
850 horsepower engine.
He was also the heat race winner, so we'll see if he can have a perfect night.
I think her Beetle.
It's a hard one to have, but
tell you how much horsepower a Beetle actually has.
it is always nice when you are at home in front of family and friends to have a great race.
All right, so we're still pushing these vehicles out here. Another one coming through the start-finish line. You got Mark Salmon from London on screen right now in the 78. Couple of vehicles being pushed out from the infield along the backstretch. Some being pushed out on pit road and around to the back. So as mentioned, they're going to be pushing them into position. And then when they're all there, the push trucks are going to come back around and start pushing them to get them up to speed. And they're going to be circling the track while the other cars are still standing still and waiting to get a push vehicle behind them. So that's the process we're watching right now. Step number one is to get them out on the track and into position. And then we're going to get them pushed into under power. A couple of pace laps. They're probably going to fly around for a couple of warm-up laps, I would imagine. And I believe they do the three-wide kind of salute, I think, or is that another? It might be another series. I think it's a two-wide salute here with the ISMAs for the crowd here. What a great crowd we have here tonight at Delaware Speedway. There's the 6 of Josh Sikorlik getting pushed into position. So they're going to, I think they're pushing on the front stretch in position. There is some vehicles on the back. So they're going to be pushed from different areas. So some are stopped in certain areas of the track to allow for the push vehicles to maneuver. It's a very detailed process, but they know exactly what they're doing. We're just here to watch. The ones you see right there on screen, there's only 3 there. They're waiting, and another one's going to be pushed out there, but I think it's going to be pushed around to the front stretch. There's the 32 on track. Mo Lilsey from Clyde, Ohio. There's the 0 of Nick Snyder. A story here, actually, Scott told us from Snyder from Clay, New York, got stuck in his yard in New York State and almost didn't come, and got out just in time to make the trek up to Delaware Speedway. Pretty interesting story there. Thanks to Scott for telling us that one from the 0 of Nick Snyder from Clay, New York.
Your lineup for tonight's.
So what you're seeing right now is the ISMA Super Modifieds being pushed out on the track into certain positions on the track to allow for the push trucks to get them going. This process will continue. We'll step away. We'll be right back. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
In baseball, there's nothing more important than making it home.
George Springer has tied the game.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's gone!
But I do it with style.
Boy, has he got some kind of power.
And a little swagger, too.
Because no matter where you happen to be.
Oh, what a play!
There's only one place.
Got it!
Jays fans call home.
Sportsnet.
Sportsnet. Sportsnet.
Sportsnet, home of the Blue Jays.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet, Chris Orrs and Kate Friel, top of the tower. So we're in the process of getting the ISMA Super Modifieds from south of the border rolling. Now, how the process works, we got some clarification on break, is they have some cars on the front stretch, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. We have some cars on the back stretch at the top of your screen, top right of your screen, as you see right now. So what happens is the push vehicles, an army of push vehicles in attendance tonight, will come, for example, to the front stretch, pick up a car, push it until it fires up. And it should fire up by the time they get to the back stretch. When the push vehicles get to the back stretch and have released their vehicle, they'll pick up one of the vehicles on the back stretch and do the exact same process. That's why the field is split between front and back stretch, so the push vehicles can hit a car on both sides of the track. It's a very a detailed, efficient process. Once it gets going, they're just setting up the first stage right now.
Yeah, setting up everybody in order to where they need to be, and then they're going to start pushing, and we're going to get rocking and rolling.
And it's going to be a 50-lap feature tonight for the ISMA Super Modifieds to cap off what's been a very awesome night here at Delaware Speedway. And I think we have some push vehicles getting into position now. There you see a pickup truck headlights coming in behind the 78 of Mark Samet. We need, there's going to be a push vehicle at the front. One of the cars still, I think that's Danzer in the 52, who still needs a vehicle behind him.
Show these drivers that you appreciate
So
what they've done here tonight and what they're about
I think
to
we're going to do,
in the distance.
I only see 3 push vehicles on the track right now as the crowd claps and shows appreciation for this series. Visiting Delaware Speedway tonight. We got a couple of more push vehicles on the backstretch. And I think they're going to come around to the front, I believe. Yeah, so they're going to get a couple more push vehicles coming around from turn number 3 now. And they're going to fall in line because the Danzer car at the front of the, like into turn 1, still has the need for a push vehicle behind it. And here they come into position now. There's one of our push vehicles.
This many to come north of the border.
It's going to be great.
That's amazing.
We have, looks like 16 ISMA Super Modifieds with us tonight, which is fantastic. All right, so our first 5 cars.
And it looks like we've got some company in the back of that Jeep. He looks ready to get moving.
Nice looking Jeep. Reminds me of my old Jeep for sure. Our first 5 vehicles, while we're waiting to see if that Jeep falls in line with the Danzer automobile. 5 cars waiting at the back for a push. The pace car with Gary Adrianson parked on the backstretch. So our first 5 cars on the front stretch here have push vehicles on them, and I think we're going to get ready to roll here.
Talk to some of the drivers. There's, quite a few new cars that have new things.
Mark Samet down there as well. The other Canadian, Mike Lichty, Intercape Ontario in the 84. I believe is on the backstretch. Looks like he's the car in turn number 3. So the Canadians looking to bring home the trophy tonight here on home soil. And just waiting for the go-ahead from race officials for the push vehicles to get rolling here and get this process underway. Stage number 2 of this process to get the ISMAs rolling here on the Delaware Speedway half mile. Thanks for joining us here on Rogers TV. Thank you and welcome to those of you watching from south of the border as well. The ISMA Super Modified Series joining us from the United States, and always a pleasure to have them here. Things are eerily quiet on the track until we hear the roar of the Super Modifieds firing things up. And
Fans
here we
are
go.
in the stands. Everybody's waiting.
So we're going to start the process. That's the Danzer 52. He'll get fired up, and the push Jeep will pick up another vehicle here in turn number 3. There you see them starting to get pushed now. Now the push vehicles will fall in line with the cars now waiting for a push in turn 3. It's a very good, detailed, straightforward process once it gets rolling, and now you're seeing it happening live. Pace vehicle is starting to pace now around the track. So they had the first 5 get pushed. They had the second 5 in the starting order sitting in turn number 3 on purpose because those were the next set to get pushed. And now you have the third 5 in the running order to start the field, waiting again on the front stretch for the third set of pushes, if that all makes sense. And now that's happening here on the front stretch with the remaining cars that still have yet to be pushed. We have 3 more cars here on the front stretch still to get a hand here. And I think as long as the push vehicles know that there's still 1 more car out here, we'll be good to go. Yes, the beautiful red Jeep's going to come and pick up the last Super Modified here in turn number 4. There we go. That's the 0 of Nick Snyder, who we are glad he made it after almost not being able to get out of his own yard due to lots of saturation in New York State. All right, we're rolling here. Oh, Super Modifieds have fired up. The pace vehicles, the push vehicles will exit the track, and the field will fall in line with the Delaware Speedway pace car. What are you looking forward to here, Kate, as we get set for the green?
Mostly the engines running will be the biggest thing. It's going to be loud, so I hope everybody in the stands, if they've got kids, brought some earplugs because it is going to rumble.
I can't wait to hear in my ears Chris from the truck say, hey, let's go to the speed shop, because when we go there, it's going to be loud. Turn your volumes up at home because it's going to be loud when they come roaring by. 50-lap feature. First and only Canadian stop on the 2025 season for the ISMA Super Modifieds right here at the Delaware Half Mile. Thank you for joining us wherever you're watching from. And this is going to be a good one. It's going to be the 61 of Mike Ordway Jr. from Windham, Maine. The pole vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. Out front. Still waiting for a couple of push vehicles to exit the track. I think they're going to warm them up a little bit here. I think they're going to do a couple of laps, maybe. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how the process is going to work here. If they're going to turn them loose for a couple of laps and then reel them back in. 32 of Mo Lilsey from Clyde, Ohio will be outside row number 1. Then the 11 of Kyle Edwards from Bartlett, Tennessee. Dave Denzer in the 52 from Oswego, New York, completing row number 2. Row number 3, Johnny Benson, former NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series champ, former NASCAR Cup veteran in the 74. Inside row number 3, he's from Mooresville, North Carolina. And alongside the 27, Eric Iozo from Oswego, New York. Row number 4 is the 6 of Josh Sokolic from Fulton, New York. And the 14, AJ Lasecki from Bowling Green, Ohio. Then it's the 7 of Otter Sitterly from Kenajahari, New York. And the Canadian, the 78, Mark Samet from London, Ontario. And we got the wave lap coming up next. The crowd on their feet. They'll go 2 abreast.
They've been asked to turn on their cell phone lights and wave them for the wave lap.
Here they come to get appreciation from the fans. ISMA Super Modifieds from south of the border visiting Delaware, Ontario tonight for a 50-lap shootout, which if they go caution-free, will be over in the blink of an eye. There you see the crowd. Look at all of those phones lit up. That's awesome. We're getting ready here to turn them loose. 50 laps on the scoreboard. And these guys are going to roar, I'm telling you. Half a mile track, 15-second laps. They're going to go quick here. White flag set to be displayed next time by. So no warm-up laps. They're going to turn them loose in a lap and a quarter.
Next time by, we will be racing.
Here you see Aiden in the flag stand getting set here. White flag displayed. It'll be Ordway Jr. and Lilsey out front to lead this field. Next time you see that camera, they'll be flying.
52 of Dave Gander. Johnny Benson.
Pace car, lights off, way out in front of the field. Gary Anderson behind the wheel of that pace car will duck down on the pit road. 50 laps to scheduled distance. Welcome to ISMA Super Modified Racing here at Delaware Speedway. And they're going to fly here as they're getting set to turn them loose. They'll wind them up. Green flag, we're underway. Next time by, we'll get them in full song. We'll take you down trackside as they work turns 3 and 4. Turn the volume up. Here they go on Rogers TV. That's something right there. Ordway Jr. out in front. Lilsey in second. Stevens from North Carolina up in third now. Side-by-side battle for fourth, McVetta and Lasecki. And that lead five from trying to get away now.
You see them all going single file so quick and falling into line and then making moves as they can. These cars handle and move so quickly that the slightest touch here and there.
Leaders working the back. Coming up on some back marker traffic very soon now. Ordway Jr. out in front. That yellow car very slow. Will duck down on the apron. 2 cars coming into the pits. Oh, we almost had contact at turn number 4. That's the 19 of Stevens to the inside. And Stevens will grab second. From the Tar Heel State, the 19 up to second spot now. Lilsey falls back to fourth, or third, McVetta in fourth. Johnny Benson in 7th spot. Check in on the Canadians, Mark Samet running in 8th right now, Mike Lichty in 12th. High 15 15-second lap times for the super modified, low 16 range. And they're flying around this half mile.
Most lap times already down in the very low 16s, almost breaking down into the 15s. So these guys are flying.
And kudos to our camera people, are doing a fantastic job following these cars at speed. You saw the brake rotors lighting up on the 32 last time into turn number 3. He's sparking all over the place. We got that rotor on the right rear. Wow, look at the left front tire on the 32 of Lil G. Wow, that right rear looks really, really hot, man. Look at that thing sparking. I don't know if that's going to last another 39 laps.
Trent Stevens has already got lap times down into 15.8.
Stevens, your leader. There he is. Second spot, Mike Ordway Jr. Mark Salmon up to 6th now. Johnny Benson's dropped down to 9th. Leader out of turn 4, 36 laps to go. Salmon just turned his fastest lap, 15.971. Having a good run. Of course, Mark Salmon, as we know, started his racing out with the Can-Am midgets for a lot of years. Won plenty of races, went on to be a champion in 1996 before getting into an ISMA modified. Got his first win in the Supermod right here at Delaware Speedway back in 2017. And of course, the other Canadian, Mike Lichty, out of Innerkip, Ontario. Father Brad used to own Cayuga Speedway. So the Canadians showing well tonight right now. Salmon in 6th, Lichty up to 9th. Your leader remains Trent Stevens. And into back marker traffic now. Lots of traffic for the leaders. As they work turns 1 and 2, he'll dive to the inside. Trying to get by the 6th of Josh Cullen. And Josh running in 12th spot. Now to the inside of the 14 of Lisecki. So Stevens has lapped all the way up to the top 10 now. Already 20 laps in the books. And the leader all alone down the back into turn number 3. Right now. Ordway Jr. remains in 2nd spot, McBeth in 3rd, Millsy in 4th, Kyle Edwards in 5th, Salmon in 6th.
Yeah, Stevens is running a great race so far. Definitely out front, lots of clean air to work with. Just flying around this track, and
the brake rotors on that 32 machine continue to glow up the night here. So there's no other car that the rotors are glowing so much like the 32 of Lilsey. Watch this car go into turn. You saw the right rear. That car is lit up on the straightaway. Now look at it under braking.
yeah, it's the right rear and the left front that are really heating up on that 32 car.
Wow, very, very hot. 25 laps to go.
Starting to see a little bit of brake flow on the 27, but nothing compares to the 32.
Salmon, London, Ontario remains in 6th. Mike Lichty, Intertip, Ontario remains in the 9th spot now. Salmon battling with the 11 of Edwards. And it's all Stevens in the front of this field. There's the 32 of Lilsey. Edwards right behind him. That's a good battle. Right on your screen right now. The 32, the 11, and the 17 of Mark Salmon just off screen. About 6 car lengths off 11 of Edwards. Edwards to the high side of Lilsey. Mark Salmon right there. Bottom of your screen in the 78, and Salmon's coming. And right behind Salmon is Otto Sitterly in the 7 machine. All right there, battling for the 4th spot.
Looks to the inside of the 32. Looks like he'll have line going into this corner.
As the battle goes into turn number 1. Edwards got by Lilsey in the 32. Salmon will try and do the same. And now they're into traffic again. Lots of traffic. Trent Stevens just on rails at the front of this field. Leader, top of your screen. Battle for 5th, bottom screen. 32, Lilsey to 78 is Salmon. 14 is on the tail end. We got caution on the speedway. We got a car around in turn number 2 and smoke coming out of it. And our first caution of the race. Comes after 33 laps have been completed.
Over halfway done this race, and
that was a quick 33 laps, wasn't it?
It was fast, that's for sure.
All right, I think we got a little something here. Let's focus in on the right side of the screen, Kate.
Yeah, we'll just catch the tail end of it here. Coming into the corner.
That's our leader right there.
Yeah. Leader's coming into the corner, and good thing picked up that fast. But just looks like goes around and slides down the track.
This will be a pretty interesting restart. Stevens the leader, Ordway Jr. in 2nd, McVetta in 3rd. Edwards and Lilsey the top 5. Then he got Canadian Mark Salmon out of London in 6th. Then Sitterly, Canadian Mike Lichty out of Intertip in 8th. Johnny Benson in 9th, and Tyler Schulick. Good to see Tyler back on the track. The track record holder sitting in 11th spot. Interesting restart because it's going to jumble up and bring together that front group. And that includes Mark Salmon. But Trent Stevens' fastest lap thus far at 15.781. The fastest lap from what I can see belongs to Mike Ordway Jr. 15.708 back on lap 28. So 17 to go, and your running order scrolling across the top of your screen. There's your top 5, and there's your second 5 running out the top 10. There you see Salmon, Lichty right there in the top 10. As the field being paced, there's your leader, Trent Stevens. Out of Salisbury, North Carolina. Trying to take this one home here with 17 to go, and this 17 laps will go by in a hurry. And Mark Salmon trying to get position here. It looks like he's going to drop back to 6th, I believe. And or they're sending. They do a free pass. I think they do a free pass here. They just sent a car past the pace vehicle. So the free pass, I think, goes to the 6. Is that the 6? Yes, it is the 6 car. I would assume getting the free pass, that's Josh Schulick. And he'll wind up at the tail end of the field, getting a lap back. And still waiting for the 1 lap for a restart signal from the flag stand. Won't get it this time by. So it'll be Stevens, Ordway Jr., McVetta's, Edwards, Lilsey, Samet, Sitterly, Lichty, Benson. And it should be a pretty entertaining restart here. Mark Salmon out of London will start outside row number 3 when we turn him loose again. Don't forget, we'll be back here next week on air with you at 7:30. First responders night here at the half mile with Freel and McGrady. Sounds like a law office.
It sounds like I hold majority. I'm just kidding.
All right, they'll double them up here. Lights still on the pace vehicle. Stevens and Ordway Jr. in that front row. McVetta and Edwards row number 2. Lilsey and Samet row 3. And a good caution for the 32 machine trying to cool off those rotors. Man, they were glowing. White flag this time by. As the field gets set for a restart with 17 laps to go to cap off what's been a very exciting and entertaining evening here at Delaware Speedway. Here on Rogers TV, DelawareSpeedway.com for all the information you need, schedules, pricing, everything you need here about the track for the 2025 season. Lights off the pace car. And they're going to get set to roll them out here. The pace car goes way ahead because Gary knows in the pace car they'll light them up early here. They're already ramping them up here in the backstretch. By the time they get to turn 3, they're going to be rolling. There they go. The accordion effect. Looking for the green flag. And we're underway. Stevens, Ordway Jr. up front. Streamlands will grab the lead. Samet side by side for 5th. Samet to the outside of Lilsey will grab a spot, and Mark Samet will go into the top 5. But it's Stevens out front. Ordway Jr., Edwards, McVetta, and now Mark Samet into the top 5. Lichty up the 7th spot from Intertip, Ontario. There you see Trent Stevens, Salisbury, North Carolina, way out in front already. And completing another lap, 14 to go. Hey, how you doing? The Canadians, oh no, Mike Lichty, as I mentioned, had trouble in turn 1 and lost 5 spots. It was Salmon and Lichty together on the racetrack until the last time through turn number 1. I was so hyped up to call that, and then trouble on the 84, but he's back under speed now.
He's back into 7th position, Chris.
It's Stevens all by himself, and then the 2nd through 5th, separated by about half a straightaway. Next time by, we'll take you down trackside. It's the ISMA Super Modifieds at the half mile. Turn it up. One full lap, trackside on Rogers TV. Awesome stuff. Stevens back into turn number 3. 9 laps to go already. It goes by quick. Salmon trying to close in on McVeigh for fourth. But it's all Trent Stevens. Out in a class of his own right now. Down the back another time. Trent will have to deal with traffic before this feature is done if it stays green. About at 3/4 of a straightaway behind some traffic right now. But he's got about half a straightaway lead on second and not much of a cushion.
Big cushion, lots of track. Gonna catch that lap traffic, I think, before this is over, but Stevens, all he's concerned about is making sure that he takes lap by lap. 5 to go to bring it home.
I know you can't see it on camera. I was watching the flagman Aiden showing the 5 to go. He was leaned over the flag stand, and as the cars went by, his shirt was blowing like he was in a windstorm. That's how fast they're going. 3 to go this time for Trent Stevens out of North Carolina. Our top Canadian is Mark Salmon out of London in 5th. Mike Lichty from Interkip, Ontario in 7th. Inside back marker traffic, the leader. Lap and a half to go for Trent Stevens. White flag on the speedway. Half a mile to go. ISMA Super Modified. First and only visit north of the border in 2025. And there's the dominant car of the night. Trent Stevens through turns 3 and 4. And checker flag in the air for Trent Stevens, who'll take the win at Delaware Speedway from Salisbury, North Carolina in dominating fashion. Ordway Jr. in 2nd, followed by Edwards, McVeigh, our top Canadian Mark Salmon in 5th. Then it's Lilsey, then Mike Lichty from Interkip, Ontario in 7th. Sidderly, Schulick, and Johnny Benson rounding up the top 10. A quick 50 lap, and I mean quick 50 lap feature from the visiting ISMA Super Modifieds. Kate?
That was a great race. Stevens definitely put on a clinic, was able to take it, and run away with it there near the end. Only one caution in that race. Thought it might help out a few drivers, but Stevens was just the car to beat tonight.
So momentarily we'll hear from our winner down at trackside. As there you see the winner, Trent Stevens. Nice little angle park job. I like that. Looks great on the victory lane checkered flag. And looks like the top 3 maybe are coming to the front. We're waiting on the 3rd place winner. There is Stevens out of the car, and I think we're going to wait for the helmet to come off and then take it down to Jordan. I believe that's how it's going to work here. Jordan's ready to go. Oh, we're going to go to Jordan right now.
Take me through your night there, bud.
Yeah, it was a good night, for sure. The car was freaking awesome. We unloaded today with the last year's tires, and the car was good. And I just hope we can make it that way all night. And the thing was a freaking rocket in the feature. I couldn't make it do anything wrong. It was great. Man, I gotta thank Steve. It was Steve, me, and actually Mike Ling started helping out today. So freaking awesome to have a light crew up here in Canada and run awesome. Gotta thank all the fans for coming out. It was great to see a huge crowd, so thanks for coming out. Hopefully we'll be back. And thank all of our sponsors, Ken Ganley, Buick GMC, SNS Cleaning, SNS Racing, Acme Racing, all of them, DMI, Real Wheels, Schaefer's Racing Oil. A lot of people put a lot of work into this, and feels good to get the first one off the books in the first race of the year. So happy with that, and man, looking forward to tomorrow.
Excellent run. Give it up one more time down here for Trent.
Trent Stevens, winner from Salisbury, North Carolina. ISMA Super Modifieds. We'll be back to wrap things up after this. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mario Elia, host of Keeping London Healthy here on Rogers TV. Join us Wednesdays at 6:30 where we discuss health topics relevant to you and bringing on experts in the field to give you the best, most up-to-date information. See you then.
Hello, welcome to the Salvation Army London Citadel, located right here in the Force City, London, Ontario, Canada.
Every week we gather for worship to encounter God's love for us. We welcome you and hope you too will know God's love for you as we worship together. So come on in.
Welcome back to Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet. Chris Orrs at Cape Friel will be wrapping things up in a moment, but let's first check in with the third member of our team. There he is, Jeremy McGrady. Jer?
Thanks, Chris and Crate. Yeah, a phenomenal night here at the track. I mean, that last race there was unbelievable. You could feel the energy down here as the cars went by. An ease breeze came right through. Great night overall, and congratulations to all the race winners. A great night of racing. We'll be back here next week. I'll send it back up to you guys upstairs for the final thoughts.
Thanks, Jeremy. Fantastic job as always with some great interviews tonight. We appreciate the work that you do down there for sure. Final thoughts, Cape Friel.
I think we had a great night of racing. V8 Stocks put on a show with Barry Watson taking that one. Trevor Culver takes the Super Stocks. And then we have Stevens put on a clinic in the ISMAs. It was a great night of racing. Nice and loud, nice and fast, but we can't wait to get back here next week as per usual.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to all of you who tuned in, especially our friends south of the border. Thanks for tuning in as well. We'll be back here next week, 7:30. First Responders Night from Delaware Speedway on behalf of the entire Rogers team here. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Delaware Speedway Racing on Rogers TV, presented by Ray Cullen Chevrolet.
An unbelievable force in our tag division. Almost a Goldberg-esque who's next.
Tonight, Jax Williams' jaw-dropping athletic excellence returns to Hammerlock Pure Wrestling to take on the Brickhouse, Mick McGuire. And Brickhouse, you might be strong, you might be an everyman, those people out there might be inspired by you, but this isn't a fantasy world, this is real life. And I'm a thoroughbred athlete. So tonight, when I beat you, it's not just you I'm beating, it's every one of those pathetic fans out there getting pinned with you.
Tonight, I go one-on-one, man-to-man, eyeball to eyeball,